It's a completely brand new. Welcome aboard to week one of season 8. I am Spencer Hart Snorlax, joined to the right with my Jimmy to my J. It's Sheriff. How you doing, my friend?
You always keep me on my toes, friend. You always keep me on my toes, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Fantastic on the hopefully on the back nine here of a pesky cold I'm shaking off. No COVID, so it could have been a lot worse, that's for sure. But I feel like fall is the time of pumpkin spice, other wonderful things, and flu season. So hopefully everyone out there is staying healthy. It's kind of a bitch sometimes, but here we are. Like you said, MNCS. Just kidding. MCS, baby. The last time you saw these two handsome devils was in the MNCS. So we're back, whether you remember us or not. Spencer, I don't know about you, but I indeed got some fan mail since the last time, and I opened it up. It said, "Happy birthday, love, Mom."
That was the last time I think you and I were on the broadcast. Was that great Bemidji Lumberjacks game where it just turned into Mother's Day essentially, where everybody came in and it was all the moms just cheering on. But yeah, absolutely, we're back after a pretty long hiatus here with Minnesota. There it is, number one. Midwest Championship Series. So, again, a great lineup of games here coming today. We've got Bemidji Lumberjacks and Des Moines coming in here first. Senator Steelhawks. After that, the Knights and Superiors. And then the Rhythm and the Jungle rounding out the stream here today. So, first thing is first, we get to see the reigning, defending, undisputed champions of Season 7. It is the Bemidji Lumberjacks taking on one of the brand new expansion teams of the deratio. And I tell you, man, what a trial by fire they are going to have coming in against the Bemidji Lumberjacks.
Yeah, this is, as we jump back into the deep end of the pool here, there's a bunch of new teams. The rosters have been shaken up. So, yes, you do have the defending champs in the Lumberjacks, but with a slightly different roster of their own. So, I feel like everyone's kind of on equal footing here, whether it's old matchups, new teams, whatever the case may be. And I think that's what's just going to make it interesting, everything from the beginning of week one to the very end, right? So, introducing new teams, though, is always exciting. I love when that happens. New teams come together, etc. So we'll see how the derecho make an impression, basically, as one of the expansion teams, because, they are one of a few that have joined. And I know I just mentioned that, a lot of these rosters have been shaken up, but I feel like, as an expansion team, you want to kind of make your mark nice and early, right? Show that, you prove to be here and hope for the best.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, the Bemidji Lumberjacks are a completely different team than they were in Season 7. Fusion Bleach taking Cadillac and Sean in the draft. So basically rounding out his CRL team. So that's going to be an interesting form here for the Bemidji Lumberjacks. But again, with the deratio, a brand new team coming in, part of that expansion portion of the Midwest Championship Series, able to expand those rosters to add those 4 additional teams of the Omaha Buffalo, Des Moines deratio, Fargo Steelhawks, and the Chicago Jungle. So, again, a great opportunity for Mogi Wolf and Water RL to really prove themselves here in the early stages of season number 8, going up against Cadillac, Fusion Bleach, and Sean of the reigning champions, Bemidji Lumberjacks.
Yeah, and, for those keeping an eye on, where your players are playing from, so to speak. Des Moines, they're all the players hail from Minnesota. So holding on to those MNCS roots, if you will, whereas Bemidji is all over the place, both Indiana and Illinois, but that's okay. We are allowing the entire Midwest, even Canada, Wisconsin, Ohio, Michigan, South Dakota, North Dakota, Kansas. It's wild, folks. It's who knew the Midwest was this awesome? I mean, we did, right? I mean, we've been here the whole time, Spencer. We could have told you the Midwest was pretty cool. So, and I think all of our viewers, players would agree. So,
yeah. Yeah, we're going to hop right in here into game number 1 between the Lumberjacks and the Duratio. Ball's going to be sent in now here to the side of the Lumberjacks. Ball now sent out back away. Catamac going to take control here. Sean going to dump it in back towards the midline. Now here comes Mogi, number 1 pick in the draft, looking to get things started early here in the game number 1 of this best of 5 series. Quick, correct me if I'm wrong on that. Never actually determined if that was 5 or 7. Catamac now into the corner. Here we go, trying to get it back towards center. He's got it there. Wolf able to clear that away from the goal. Water able to get the save as well. Now ball going to be sent in. Catamac eats the demo from Water. It's now Fusion Bleach. Can't get the second touch. Catamac tried to rush to get to the goal. Wolf, however, taking advantage of the defensive miscue will take the lead for the Duratio.
Yeah, Wolf is going to get credit for the goal. I am personally going to give credit a demo assist to Water. Nobody's keeping track, Spencer. I'm sure all of our viewers have forgotten. But I am still on my way to 10,000 demos in this game. Nobody's counting. It's fine. And so, folks, if you demo, you are a man after my own heart, or woman. So just know those earn extra brownie points with this caster. So keep it up. Just saying, if there's one thing you want to fight for, it's that all-important championship trophy. But if you can't get that, just know you can always fight for my heart. Get some demos. Just saying. So
we're gonna call it the Flash Award.
Yeah, why not? I mean,
at the end of the series,
I'm sure we could make something up. I just did. Why not? Spencer, 2 minutes gone here, and we got crap. Who's there? We go, folks. We haven't done this in a hot minute, so I'm relearning how to use the English language and use my PC. So looks like Des Moines is up because I remembered how to check who was on what team. If this match doesn't keep you satisfied, our wonderful, exciting, sometimes hilarious commentary will fill that void just for you. So, beautiful shot from Fusion Bleach. We mentioned his name at the top of the broadcast, Spencer. We slow this down. Wolf tries to get it out of here. Mogi's going to make an attempt here. He kind of backflips on it, and either by mistake or just realized, he's a little too late to the party there. So, Fusion Bleach capitalizes. About 3 minutes expired from our clock here, give or take, and we are all tied up.
Yeah, and like I said, Des Moines, again, really coming hot out of the gate, trying to prove that even though they're the newbies here, the new kids in the class, they belong here in Midwest Championship Series. We're going to start a count here to see how many times I screw that up as the ball comes out of the box here of the Lumberjacks. Sean trying to get it out of the zone. Fusion Bleach taking possession, going to look to flick it towards the net. Water able to get it back towards and out of the zone. And now Water flicking in, gets it past one man. Can't get it past Fusion Bleach. Now Wolf settling it down. Sent back now by Sean, trying to get it out of the zone. Water misplays it. Has a golden opportunity for Sean. Gonna look to flick it in towards Fusion Bleach, back towards the net, off the post. And now Catamac has to retreat. Water now in the corner, looking to settle down. Makes one man miss, trying to get the demo in. Now Mogi trying to get it down to Water. Fusion Bleach, the last man back. 1 minute, 40 seconds to go here. Game to 1. Ball pitched to the other side of the field. Catamac now going to pop it up, looking to get the aerial down. Taken away by Water. Now with 90 seconds left to go here, Sheriff. Both teams tied at 1. Still anybody's game.
Make a statement here is going to be Fusion Bleach, right? Just because he's one of the returning members from that original Season 7 championship team. So look for him to step up, if anything else, or look for that's the player to watch to come in clutch here. So as the ball floats in front of Des Moines' goal, everyone just kind of taking their sweet time there, either intentional or otherwise. Wolf getting on the demo train. I know Sean got one earlier. Catamac, beautiful save over to Fusion Bleach. 45 seconds and counting. Wolf is going to cut that one off. Sean, beautiful clear past the center line. 40 seconds and counting. Still anybody's game.
Ball now centered, looking for a teammate. Nobody can get there. Wolf now going to collect it here for Duratio, excuse me. And now Catamac Leaves it for Sean, who gets it into the zone. Now going to come right down into the corner. And now Katamak keeps it in the zone. 20 seconds left to go here. Fusion Bleach, Sean looking for an opportunity here on the pass back. Now sent it towards net, looking for a flick in. Ball sent towards the net off the left post. Fusion Bleach, 10 seconds to go here. We'll give chase. Final push here for the Lumberjacks, trying to take the lead. Ball floating in front of the net, and it was going to come off the right post. Second attempt off the crossbar. Time will expire. We will head to overtime in game number 1.
What a treat getting overtime in game number 1. And I feel like that's just a common occurrence for us. Is we not saying we're like a good luck charm or anything, but I'm just saying if you get us on the broadcast, chances are you might get an overtime game as the ball gracefully drops in front of at there, as both Fusion Bleach and Katamak had to get up there, make a double attempt save. Waters gonna calm this one down, gets it over Sean, a little high, and Mogi comes in clutch there as we take a look at the replay play.
Absolutely, all came in. Water is gonna flick it up off crossbar, off the backboard, and then sent it. Beautiful pass by Mogi, and proving he is the reason he's the number 1 pick in the Deratio with a statement win in game number 1.
Yeah, absolutely. Mike is also picking you up. So I'm working on again figuring out where to modify that a little bit. We'll give this a look and see if that fixes anything for us. But if not, I'm sure I'll be told. But that's okay. Stat line in front of us here. The Des Moines, excuse me. Got to remember all these new cities. So Des Moines, and as you mentioned, Mogi coming out on top there. Fusion Bleach and his team, no slouches though, only losing by 1. So, if you're gonna look at something as you get into game number 2 here, is obviously could have been a lot worse, could have been a bigger blowout. And I think it really could have been anyone's game. And when you get into those overtime situations, especially right off the bat there in game number 1, I think everyone's nerves are just elevated, needless to say. All these players are professionals, right? Everyone's calm, cool, and collected, but it's just, I think that's just the nature of the situation is just kind of subconsciously, your nerves and everything are just elevated a little bit, whether you realize it or not. Everyone's palms are sweaty. Someone's mom is making spaghetti as we get into game number 2. And hey, Des Moines walks away with that W. And as they say, a win is a win. So they'll take it nonetheless. Game number 2 on tap. Fusion Bleach. Everyone, Spencer, what a treat. Let me just say this. Everybody, at least that I could count, or damn near everybody, has gotten a demo so far in this series. So, you know what? If this keeps up, I might just have to give an award to everybody. One of those participation awards.
Right.
That way everyone feels involved. As Wolf, gotta play it careful. Not always recommended, but, calm, cool, and collected, like I said, does maintain his composure in there. But at a certain point, I feel like you're kind of playing with fire here. The ball is just, right in front of your goal like that. Bars everywhere, and Katamak able to take control of the situation.
Yeah, the ball coming off of Mogi too, as well. Setting up that shot from Fusion Bleach. So, excuse me for Katamak. But again, we kind of talk about the stats after the first game, and really both teams very similar when it comes to shots on goal, averaging 5 to 6 that first game. So again, it's going to be in the response from each team in game number 2. And right now, the Lumberjacks statement right now in the first 60 seconds of this game, taking that early lead and not letting up on their offensive dominance here as he's trying to get that ball centered for Katamak, taken away. A rush opportunity for Sean, not able to get there in time. And now Mogi going to look to get it out of the zone. Fusion Bleach will just tap it to the other side. Katamak waiting for that as it comes off the bottom corner. Wolf off the side corner, and now Sean looking to get one more touch taken away by Wolf. And now a 2-on-1 rush. Fusion Bleach throwing everything to the wall, seeing what sticks. As the minute and 30 seconds have gone by here in game number 2, Katamak can't get the shot off. He had the angle, and now Wolf gets a flick, but it doesn't really get that far. As now the ball taken away by Mogi, and it will roll into the net, and a tie ball game.
One thing I haven't considered is with new teams come new players, Spencer. and in the back of my head, I just can't help but wonder if his name is actually Mog 2. Which then begs the question, where's Mog 1? You know, was Mog 1 his dad? Like, was Mog 1 playing back when it was, you know, super acrobatic, rocket-powered battle cars, you know, back in the day? Just saying, if that could have happened, this could be the lore for Mog 2's greatness. You know, otherwise known as Mogi. So, his teammate, Water RL, comes up clutch here. So we slow this down. Mogi, as I'm sure that's what his name is, not only gets, you know, a clean pass, but he makes sure to follow through just in case. And I like that, where he's got enough boost in the tank. He's going to follow that through just in case, and not enough to really disrupt Water, but it's just kind of an insurance policy because he knows he's got, you know, a defender or a goalie to work with. So good 1-2 punch there from Mogi to Water RL, and they do take the lead. They have scored 2 unanswered goals after Bemidji went up 1-0, so Bemidji being on the back foot here got out to that early lead, but we'll see how they respond now being, you know, the ones down in our second game here.
You know, I wonder if in today's, you know, Rocket League, you know, format,
yeah,
and the declining average age of players, how many people can actually remember the name of this game used to be Supersonic Acrobatic Rocket Powered Battle Cars? Because it took me forever to remember that as Sean scores the equalizer goal with 2:16. But man, a nice piece of trivia brought up there is, again, just an absolute clinic from Sean. Mogi tried to get it out, but man alive, that second goal looking pretty from the Lumberjacks.
Absolutely. Rocket League is coming up on, if I'm not mistaken, about 10 years.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
No. It's. I'm just saying it's coming up on its 10-year anniversary. I'm looking a little ahead here, folks. Those keeping track at home, Rocket League came out in about 2015. I believe it was the summer of 2015 is my distinct memory of playing it for free via PlayStation Plus on my PS4 at the time. So then the Supersonic Acrobatic Rocket-powered battle cars, the predecessor of Rocket League, was on the PS3. So,
oh my goodness! What a play by Sean!
Introduction to it, and hey, whether you played the old game or Rocket League is your first, you know, your first crack at it, you know, you come up with wild plays like this that I'm sure Psyonix and some of the developers never thought were possible to where they are today. So. Folks, we'll see you in 2025 when we celebrate the 25th, 10th, math is hard, the 10th anniversary of Rocket League. I'm sure, hopefully they got something exciting planned. But again, yeah, little nugget of trivia courtesy of yours truly and Spencer, for those not familiar with, you know, where the game started. And yeah, exactly. I mean, you bring up a good point, Spencer. A lot of these players are give or take like 20 and younger. I mean, there are still a few that push, you know, mid-20s up to 30 or so. But I mean, there are a lot of younger players that do play this game, that and Call of Duty, Valorant, you name it, man. So I don't know if we're just getting older or like if they're just getting younger. But folks, if you remember, maybe, I don't know, 90 seconds ago or so, when I said, how is Bemidji going to respond? Well,
there you go.
They said anything you can do, we can do better. They have now scored 3 goals unanswered with Des Moines and basically just said, suck it. So, Water has plans of his own. Demo, Mogi with a beautiful goal. It was on track to go in. Might have been just a little wide. There was a demo coming in as well. But Bemidji able to hold strong there, 45 seconds and counting. Looking to go the way of Bemidji here, Spencer, but anything is possible as Mogi and crew have a fast break in the corner there.
Yeah, I mean, if Des Moines can get one in here in the next 30 seconds.
Oh, baby.
Okay, perfect. Well, I'll say, if they can get one in here quickly, it's still anybody's game. 36 seconds of Rocket League time is an insane amount of time, especially this game can change in an instant. So we're going to see now here if Des Moines can get a quick offensive pressure here into the side of the Lumberjacks. And Wolf going to start early, going to take it to the air. Going to look to see if he can get it over Katamak. He does. Looking to send it in. Ball's going to come down in front of the net. Nobody there for Des Moines. No. Oh, my goodness. Sean went to save Mogi. Look to drop it down. He gets it in. 22 seconds. And we have a tie game in game number 2.
That was equal parts impressive for Bemidji to stand tall but each player, if I'm not mistaken of Des Moines, basically make a shot attempt on there, and third time's the charm. Literally, as Wolf gets one past there, Water gets bumped by Fusion Bleach, realizing what's at stake here. So final 15 seconds, Fusion Bleach does get caught up by Mogi. Water and Catomac going up for the 50. Sean deciding if he needs to play it safe here, does get cut off by Wolf. Wolf with a hot pass over to Water, gets dropped down by Mogi, and I feel like every time someone hits the ball, it gets faster and faster. There we go, second overtime of this series and of the day. Folks, clock is at 0. It will continue to count up as far as we need to go. Spencer, I think our longest overtime was 7 minutes or so. I'm not saying that needs to happen, but we'll see what happens.
Right. Wolf gonna take it down here, chop it down. Sean takes it in, and now Water flicks it in. Fusion Bleach gets the save away. Still in the box though. Here comes Catomac. 2-on-1. Flicks the other way, is gonna be high above the net. And now gonna be dropped down. Here comes Water on the pass down. Off the corner wall. Gonna look to flick it in towards the center. Ball popped up into the air. Catomac gonna take possession. Sean gets the touch into the side of Derecho. And now Fusion Bleach. Touchdown. Gonna look to be taken in here. Now Wolf drops it in. Looking for a teammate. He's got him. He will score himself. My goodness. And the Derecho take a 2-game lead here in this best-of-5 series and look to sweep the reigning, defending, undisputed champions of Midwest Championship Series.
Got a couple GGs in the chat. Always like to see that. And rewinding the clock about 8 seconds. Yeah, Wolf basically from 3/4 of his field all the way down. Gets the nice pop-up, takes it to the side wall. Beautiful control in that corner pocket too there. It's tough to kind of for anybody, he's kind of catching his own pass there, but that corner is pesky no matter where you put the ball. So good on him to kind of maintain control there, maybe get a little bit of luck and follow through on there. So we still end up with only a 1-goal differential, whether it's 1-2 or 4-5. So a little bit of a heartbreaker for the Lumberjacks here, knowing that they are so close. And proving even when things ratchet up a little bit, that they can stand tall and they're proven fighters, they're proven winners through and through. But the Des Moines is just giving them a different look each time. So we'll see if this does wrap up in short order with Des Moines with the clean sweep, or if the Lumberjacks can actually make this at least a 4-game series and then some.
We enter game number 3 between the Bemidji Lumberjacks and the Des Moines Derecho. Here we go. Ball's going to be sent in. It's going to come up. Looking for a touch in. All 3 members of the Derecho up in the offensive zone. Catomac looking to pop it up for a teammate. Nobody home. And now Water going to pop it back towards the midline. Take it in. He's going to get it towards the net. Catomac able to get the save. And now Sean looking for a touchdown back to Catomac to send it in. Looking for one more touch. Can't get it in. As the ball cleared it now by Des Moines. Now sent towards the net. Fusion Bleach taking the save here. Is now going to ride up the wall. He's got 6 boosts. Not enough to work with. Now Mogi pops it up. Cleared away. Sent back towards the midline by Sean. Mogi looking for a touch in towards the net. Fusion Bleach is there. Another save for Fusion Bleach. Within the first 60 seconds. Demo comes in on Wolf from Fusion Bleach as well. It's now Sean looking to get it back in. Going to send it towards the net. Fusion Bleach now pops up away from the charging player from Des Moines. And now Catomac again to the center line. Offensive pressure here early here for the Bemidji Lumberjacks, and they will score, catching the defense off guard for the Derecho.
Yeah, Catomac is saying a prayer there. Folks, if you were keeping an eye on the screen, he was running out of boost and running out fast. And so that last little tap, nothing fancy, but the mechanics are solid, right? Just the basics are drilled into each and every one of these players. So he knows what he's got to do, whether he's got a 0 boost or 100 boost. And, knows he's got to make that last little touch there. And sometimes that's all you need. So it kind of puts Des Moines on ice skates there. Wolf gets up just a tad too late, allowing Bemidji to get up early again in this series. So we'll see if they can pile on another goal and make it tougher for Des Moines, or we'll see if we have a repeat where Des Moines answers in short order.
Water accidentally puts it in front of his own net. Almost disastrous for the Derecho. Sean now trying to get it back into the offensive zone. Fusion Bleach will catch it on the hood of his car. Taken away here by Wolf. And now sent back, drop down, looking for Water. My goodness, what a pass. Gonna send it just high above the net. Teammate coming in, cleared away by Fusion Bleach. And now Katamak gonna take possession, take it away once again. Sean is there, but met by Water. Ball gonna come down in the box. Katamak able to clear that one away. Gets it down to Sean. And now Wolf sending it right back. Ping pong action here. Mogi is waiting for that shot. Popped up in front of the net, looking for a teammate. Gonna come down in front of the net. Second opportunity. Sent in by Mogi, cleared away by Sean. And now Wolf sending it down. One more chance here for the duration. Is going to roll in, but Sean is going to get there for the save. Now Mogi keeps it in the offensive zone here. Coming down off the corner, looking for a teammate. And now the rush starts for the Lumberjacks. Katamak, 32 moves to work with. And the flick, he will score! Katamak from 95 yards for the touchdown. My goodness, what a play by Katamak!
Oh my God, and you see it there in the replay where Waters' car is basically lifting up Katamak's kind of an unattended assist. It's looking like a demolition derby every second this game passes. Forget Rocket League. I mean, this Spencer, the players are not afraid to get down and dirty here in the trenches and send each other to the graveyard, as we've seen a few demos throughout this entire series. But just, you know, he's trying to just bully his way in there, and Katamak's car, that just compact Fennec is having none of it, man. just sticks to the ground, able to, you know, keep that ball online, and I think that's what Bemidji needed. Now, less than 2 minutes left here. Got plenty of time to work with to solidify their lead, but as we saw in, you know, game number 2, Spencer, was Des Moines, all it took was 36 seconds to force that overtime and get the wins. So, you know, if you're Des Moines, you know you got, you know, more than 36 seconds here to even it up. So we'll see what each side, you know, is able to come up with here. As this potentially is our third and final game. But Lumberjacks, with that solid lead here, looking to force us to a game number 4 with less than 90 seconds left.
Yeah, Derecho, again, they are able to, the last couple of games, able to take the lead back in, you know, very quick fashion, as you said. So, again, it's going to be on Des Moines to get a goal in here quick. And hopefully, you know, I was going to say before they score again, but Fusion Bleach twisting the knife here in game number 3 as he takes it from his own box and just flicks it over Wolf, who was the last man back. Nobody back for Des Moines. The 3-goal lead, 69 seconds to go here.
Yo.
Game number 3. And we'll see if the Des Moines Derecho have any response, or they're going to let this go to game number 4. Mogi now going to take it in back towards the midline. A pinch in coming in off the crossbar, cleared away. 60 seconds to go. Game number 3 popped up. Mogi looking to drop it down. He does and scores. 56 seconds and a 2-goal lead, and the lead slowly shrinking for the Lumberjacks.
Yeah, and you know, if there's, you know, I mentioned earlier in this series, if there was a player to, you know, make a statement on one side, it was Fusion Bleach. Spencer, I don't think I'm too far off. If there's a player on the other side here in Des Moines,
oh no,
you're gonna count on to, you know, come up with a clutch play, it could be Mogi. So he does make that 1 goal, but they're going to need 2 more to keep things alive. Wolf does center it up, does get a little bit away from him. Mogi, Water, try not to overcommit on that. Water's going to win that 50-50. Anybody able to connect on that? It is Sean. Wolf's going to get the rebound there, and Mogi, the ball just falls in his lap here, Spencer. I wasn't entirely convinced that Des Moines was going to have a good look at this. You know, Sean with, you know, an attempt at the clear there, can't ask much more of him when the ball is damn near sky high up to the ceiling there. So it takes a lot of boost to get up there, a lot of self-control to not overshoot it, undershoot it. Gets up there, cut off by Wolf, and Wolf pinpoint accuracy right down to his teammate and Mogi, and then just it's too quick, right? Bemidji's got a few goaltenders there, but it is just on point for Des Moines. So Des Moines looking to play heartbreakers once again as they have 14 seconds. They know what needs to be done. Bemidji just hanging on for dear life, saying, please God, not again. Channeling their inner Michael Scott gift, saying, God, no, please, no. No, as they go up one more, Sean with the assist of Fusion Bleach. And I was hoping Sean was going to score for this delightful segue, Spencer. So Sean has that little degree symbol. You know, I've been simmering on this for like 4 minutes, so let me have this, man. Sean has that little degree symbol which, if we're talking degrees and we're talking like temperature, you're thinking like, Fahrenheit, Celsius. So it's like Sean temperature, like what's the connection here? Well, then we're thinking Sean Paul, the artist, and his famous hit Temperature, or as the kids say, temperature. And so, I'm not sure if Sean Degree here was trying to make a Sean Paul reference, but I certainly am. Mark that off on your bingo card if you had it. Sean Paul reference for the day. Look, man, I think the dots are solid. I think you can connect those pretty strong there.
Yeah.
I could get it if he's like, oh, it's Sean Degrees. Like, I don't know, man. Kids and their characters with their names. Back in my day, we were something XX Rocket League 420. I don't know. But anyways, Derecho, don't want to diminish game number 3 here. They did all the way to the very end. We had 1 second on the clock there while I was just mindlessly rambling about Sean Paul. That they did make one last ditch effort there where they inched ever closer with 1 second left on the clock. And those pesky kickoff goals, they giveth and they taketh, but they were not blessed by the Rocket League gods, and Bemidji hangs on, forces game number 4. They go up 4-3. Spencer, we're continuing that trend of only a 1-goal differential with plenty of GGs in the chat. So love to see it as we force game number 4. We'll see how the Derecho respond because they went out to that commanding 2-0 lead. They are now on the back foot, so to speak, not necessarily fighting from behind, but this is, kind of the definition of a must-win game, right? You don't necessarily want to go to that game number 5. So we'll see if they have it in them to, punch their ticket here in game number 4, or we'll see if the defending champs of Season 7, the Bemidji Lumberjacks, can force a wonderful game 5 tonight.
Well, and I think what we have to attribute game number 3's victory for the Lumberjacks to is not so much their offense, but their defense. We took a look at the stats. 16 shots on net from the Des Moines Derecho. So it just an absolute insane amount of offense. But again, not a lot of them on target. So while, yes, you may have double-digit shots on net, you need to make them count, like that one. That was an insane shot from Wolf off the pass from Mogi. A picture-perfect angle from Wolf, and they take the 1-0 lead in game 4.
Yeah, that doesn't get any closer. That's on a line. That is not going anywhere. If Wolf doesn't get there in time, you could argue that Mogi maybe sent it just a little high, but it's pretty much picture-perfect from passer to scorer there, and Wolf gets up in the right spot. It's almost indefensible, right? Because he has to be right above the crossbar there. So good on him to send the Des Moines Derecho up in this first, or not first, whatever. The 4th game, I don't know. Hold on, let me reboot here for a second. All right, couple demos. Love to see it. Oh man, someone should have scored there. Those are the best kind of goals when they come off a demo. I speak from experience. I almost have 10,000 of them. I know it. I have a degree in demos, Spencer, with a minor in exterminations. Okay, I'm slightly losing my voice, so it sounds more dramatic than it ought to be. But I'm just saying, demos matter, man. Why'd you take it away from me?
Do you need a hug?
I won't turn one down, but it's okay. Almost 2 minutes left here. Mogi being chased by Catamac there. Wolf playing with the ball around the corner there, and they had Des Moines here not giving up here, Spencer. The ball has been firmly in Bemidji's corner as they send one wide there. Bemidji finally on the counterattack. 2 minutes elapsed here. Ball sent around midfield again. We'll see what they can come up with here.
Ball's going to be sent in now. Catamac going to take the possession here for the Lumberjacks. And now Wolf trying to settle it down. Fusion Bleach is there. Sent aside to the other way. Sean now going to look to get it in. Keep it in. Though he gets the flick, but he misses. Taken now by Catamac. Fusion Bleach now back to the corner. Sean gets bumped off the ball. And now here comes the counterattack from the Derecho. Wolf takes it away, going to drop down right in front of the net, looking for a teammate, nobody home. And now Water going to retreat. Sean is there, going to pinch it in, looking for another teammate, sent away by Wolf. And now Wolf gets the touch back, not exactly what he was looking for. Fusion Bleach looking to center it up, looking for Catamac, who sends it just wide right of the net. Now, Mogi just trying to get it out of their zone. And now he's going to start the counterattack. He's got a chance. He's going to flick it in, and he's going to score! The number 1 pick in the draft, showing exactly what he has to bring to the Des Moines Derecho.
Dude, those are the kind of goals that I see in my, like, Platinum Diamond games, where I'm like, goddamn sandbagger. Like, there's no way. Like, this guy is not in my league. Like, there's no way, right? This has got to be a, like, 6th account. Like, I'm losing my, you know what? Like, there's just, all of a sudden, we've been playing a whole bunch of games, and suddenly you just whip that out? Like, are you kidding me? You just had, let me just casually flip this in here. Like, it's no big, okay. Like, that's fine. You saving that one? Okay, that's cool. Whatever. So, hats off to Mogi, though. Not taking anything away from that kid. Beautiful shot indeed. Certainly I can't pull it off, but that's where I make up for it in demos. So, yeah, hats off to Mogi. Like you said, number 1 overall draft pick here. Proving why, he is definitely could be one of the better players throughout this season as we, kick things off here in week number 1. So, fancy goals are nice, Spencer, but it's the win that matters. So we'll see if Des Moines can hang on to those 2-0 lead and, seal things up in a game number 4 here, or if Bemidji, Fusion Bleach, Sean, and Cadillac can force a game number 5 here, though, as Mogi does stop that one. We'll see what happens in the corner here. 1 minute remaining, the 60-second horn. It's one of our favorite horns, folks, right up there with the 30-second horn. You're going to hear it in about 23 seconds, I promise.
Ball floated towards the net, and Sean will score. The defense of Des Moines all of a sudden he got bumped off the ball. Did not see the bump, and Sean cleans it up for Bemidji. And again, 50 seconds to go here. Plenty of time for the Lumberjacks to get that equalizer and send us once again to an overtime. It's now Water. Going to pop it up into the air. Fusion Bleach is there. He's going to send it in. Water pinches it back towards the goal. Cadillac is there. He's just going to pop it in towards the net. Fusion Bleach now going to whip around, looking for another touch. He doesn't get it. Ball now sent into the side of the Lumberjacks. 33 seconds to go here. Game number 4. Des Moines up by 1. Ball centered in, coming in. Water and Cadillac demoed together. And now Wolf looking to seal the deal. Doesn't get the touch he wants. Out of boost. Cadillac now going to rush in. Second touch in. Coming in from Sean back towards the face-off circle. Sent to the right of the net. And here we go. Final 10 seconds of game number 4. Can Bemidji go the length of the court to get it back in? 5 seconds to go. Fusion Bleach, they have an opportunity. Flicked in, looking for a 0-second. Saved by Mogi. Final time, ticking away. Ball still in the air. And ball's going to come down. Cadillac going to pop it up into the air. Mogi going to hit it down. Ball still floating in, and that should do it. Ball still floating in. Came off the side corner. And now a flick in, looking for another touch. Wolf sends it away, and that will do it. The winds are a-changing as the Derecho take down the defending champions, the Bemidji Lumberjacks, 3-1 in this series.
Yeah, what a series indeed. Rewind the clock a little bit, and Fusion Bleach with a golden opportunity there. Not a given opportunity, though, because, basically had 1.5 defenders in the goal there. Basically took his best shot to his best look, given the circumstances, right? So, you look back at that replay there, things fall into place. I think he'd be hard-pressed to be like, oh, man, why didn't Fusion Bleach score that goal? Nah, man, I think he's dealing with this, deck of cards he was given, and hats off to the defender there. Standing tall, like a brick wall, not phasing under pressure, making that beautiful save there. So, hats off to both sides there. But at the end of the day, like you said, one of the newer expansion team in Des Moines there, arguably led by Mogi there, make a statement here in week number 1.
Yeah, and speaking of new teams, coming up next, another new team, the Fargo Steelhawks, looking to make their debut as they take on the St. Paul Senators. We're going to step away here for just a moment while we set up match number 2. We will be right back with Midwest Championship Series.
my moment, my fate written, I'm chosen. Other spirits fall, but mine has ceased to be broken. You stripping down my pride, but I'm my only opponent. And lately I abide, but limitless I've awoken. So let me show you that everything I sacrificed mattered. All that blood, sweat, tears that I scattered. All that fake talk, fear that you splattered. Push me to right here, a new chapter.
Here now, waiting for the flag to fall. Here now, cutting through the rolling fog. You know you need it. It's so close, I feel it. Here now, this is the moment.
One too many times, the shots that y'all are taking. One too many times that I've been stuck patient on my downfall. Antidote seeking while I was vacant, but the crown falls simply to those who try to take it. One shot to get two paid, and my three wet like lemonade. 4 times and I step back just to reload and I let it spray. This is everything that I need, everything that I wanted, everything that I bleed. This is victory and I got it, cause I'm
Here now, waiting for the flag to fall. Here now, cutting through the rolling fog. You know you need it. It's so close, I feel it. Here now, this is the moment.
on the table under lights. There's no one here but you and I. This neon town is yours and mine. And I said, hey, Carissa. Stayed up through the days and night. Lay and we watched the world get light. Hey, Carissa. Sunlight, freedom in your eyes. Please don't leave now.
Welcome back to Midwest Championship Series. Spencer Hart Snorlax, Scherf Flash over here. And again, buddy, we saw the dominance of a new team here just a few moments ago with the Duratio taking down the Bemidji Lumberjacks. Series.
They sure do. And don't worry if you drop the Rocket League ball, so to speak. Don't worry, you got plenty of the season to catch up. So, but yeah, what a statement it would be to, get that first dub in week number 1, just like Des Moines did, punching their ticket ahead of the leaderboard here. So, yeah, as you mentioned, we'll see how one of the returning favorites in the St. Paul. So, good on them for coming up with honestly, a pretty cool logo as well. But, looks aren't everything. So we will see if, they pass the eye test. They pass this caster's eye test of, man, they're pretty cool. But we'll see if Vanish, Azel, and Hams can go ham on the St. Paul Senators. Look, man, folks, if you missed our first broadcast, oh boy, strap in. I'm a content machine. Not always, but I am a machine, baby. We'll see Hams and folks.
No, you know
things,
what? You know what you are? You're a Steelhawk.
I am. Thank you. I am. Mom always said I would grow up to be something.
You're a Steelhawk.
What are we? Spencer, I think you.
Here, I think we wanted a quick server test here behind the scenes here, so we're going to get that solved here quick. And while we do that here again, we kind of take a look back at the first series here, with the Lumberjacks. Really kind of a test for them, because not only are they the champions, really a brand new roster. Again, the Fusion Bleach, Cadillac, and Sean, and honestly, with it being their first match together, they still fared pretty well. Even dropping the series 3-1, it was all by one goal.
Yeah, I think when they, look back at the game tape, go in the film room, study a little bit, and look things through. To me, that's the silver lining. There is you only lost each game by 1, and sometimes that's a little bit more of a bitter pill to swallow as opposed to getting blown out. When you get blown out, I think sometimes it's a little bit more easy to identify, what actually happened, so to speak. But needless to say, when you lose, doesn't matter how you lost, you still got to figure it out. So I think they might just have a little bit easier time to identify, okay, it was only by 1, at what point did this match kind of get away from us? Or, hey, was our passing not as clean as it could have been? I'm sure they're going to be able to identify that pretty quick with the Lumberjacks there. So, Folks, keep an eye on them. Keep an eye on all of these wonderful teams. We have 12 in total, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, keep an eye on Lumberjacks, the Jungle, the Superiors, the Steelhawks, whoever your favorite is, whether it be the Premier, Challenger, or Rising Star Division, folks. We are keeping up with the Premier Division right now with the Fargo Steelhawks and the St. Paul Senators. Vanish and Azel trying to get things going for the Steelhawks. Cut off by pace of the Senators there. Ball 50-50 in the middle there. Cut off by Hams, looking for his cheese and bread companions. As Vanish floats one down there. Goes a little wide. Cut off by the Senators. Still 50-50 here. About 20 seconds elapsed. Pace sends that one just a tad high with the rebound. But as we slow things down, look at the replay here. I think this was just, right place, right time for everything. Got that extra little nudge there. And yeah, that wall play from Pace over to Midas, where the ball comes off the wall and almost projects back out into the field, right? So many times in that corner, you'll see the ball come off that corner wall or so, and sometimes it just scoots across the goal or it kind of hugs the wall right there. But Pace put enough effort on there, enough force to actually get that ball to rebound, come out across the center net, and Midas making it look easy there with the pass. So Hams and company slowing things down middle field. A little bump action trying to scoot one in there, but first 60 seconds about to elapse here, and Spencer, the Senators take the early lead here.
Yeah, we talk about it. Pretty close matchup here so far. As the Senators have that 1-0 lead, but the Steelhawks pretty good on the defensive side here so far. Got a save for Hams already, and a couple of shot attempts as well. So again, nice and early here in game number 1, as now Hams looking to get things controlling here for the Steelhawks. Now coming down, looking for a second touch in. Azel looking to get a miss in from Midas. He's able to clear that away. Now Pace looking to send it in. Vanish is there. Azel looking to send it in towards the net. Will come off the crossbar. Vanish second opportunity. Pace able to get the save on that one. It's now Hams. Tries to get a touch in. Leaves now for Azel. Looks to float it in. Mystic can't get there, and Azel able to get the shot in. And a tie game with 3:12 to go in game 1.
Yeah, nice whip around there from Azel there about midfield, recognizing the situation. Probably some communication, comms, always important for the teams here. So Vanish and Hams and Azel probably just communicating like none other to, saying, hey, we got an opportunity for this. They do, but Pace and Midas come up with a kickoff goal here. Really, folks, those are 50-50 in my opinion, just one caster's opinion, where yes, the kickoff strategies vary, right? Whether you send one guy, two guys, maybe you don't send anybody, right? And you play the rebound as they send the ball your way. A lot of different strategies for a kickoff. Post kickoff though, it's fair game as Midas tries to get one over midfield for his teammates, but caught off by I believe it was Hams, and then Vanish. Holy cow, they turn it up to 11, Spencer. The game started out a little slow here. Sometimes that week 1, that first game nerves. But once the teams kind of even up a little bit, squared up, saw each other eye to eye, it was like, all bets are off. Senators came back swinging, saying, how do you like that? The Steelhawks are like, thank you, sir, may I have another? As they punch one in of their own. So we might as well be at 0 apiece. About half this game eclipsed as Midas gets one past all of the Steelhawk defenders there. We'll slow this one down in case you missed it. Hams, a nice touch on there, plenty of mustard, but perhaps just a little too much or not quite the right angle, right? You see that at all levels of play where, you want to give that ball enough effort, right? Especially if you're trying to, make it clear, whatever it may be. But hitting the ball just to hit it is not always good enough, and I think that is just, whether it be a mistake or otherwise, again, not always the recommended plan there, because you can and will get punished, courtesy of the Senators here. So Ham's trying to have a little bit more control there, a little bit more self-control. Again, would be an accident. Just one caster's opinion,
Oh, my
calling things on the
goodness.
fly here as things get a little gutsy there in front of the Steelhawks. They got to get this ball out there as Azel is working on 12 boost and a dream. Finally, the ball eclipses the halfway mark there. And Spencer, any longer that ball would have sat on the Steelhawks side, it could have spelled trouble here as they are on the back foot once again because eventually you just get boost starved and it's just no fun for anybody.
Yeah, and the Steelhawks, having trouble all of a sudden. They were dominating field domination level, 63%. Now all of a sudden we're back to 50-50 as the save coming in from Pace. So again, shot coming in from Hams on the pass from Azel. And my goodness, just an absolute bullet from Hams on the pass down from Azel. 80 miles an hour on the freeway. Takes the equalizer with 1:32 to go here in game number 1. We head back now to the face-off. Ball gonna be sent in here. Almost had another face-off, but Mystic able to demo Azel and take it back as now the ball gonna drop in. Vanish gets the shot, and just like that, a 2-goal swing, and the Steelhawks have the lead.
Yeah, I think Hams there is knowing he's got the one-on-one situation and, limited boost there. So I think Hams is just buying every possible millisecond that he can. That both teams are probably communicating, knowing who's coming up there, what limited time and information he has. So I think Hams is just fighting for every inch, every second that he can, knowing he's probably not going to get the cleanest attempt there. But he's banking on that second attempt, right, as Vanish punches it in. I think that's the ultimate game plan there as we rewind, looking at that 4th goal from the Seahawks is, the goal is, hey, if Hams can put it in, great with a one-on-one opportunity there. But just given, kind of how the field played out there, I think they're playing for that second goal. Hams is just trying to buy as much time as he possibly can, flicks it up at the last second, forcing the defender to go up, and that's when Vanish, where you don't see it on your screen at the time, comes in and secures that goal. So good execution out of Fargo there. We'll see if St. Paul has an answer with 35 seconds left. Spencer, we could have yet another expansion team, clinching our first win in the series. So there was that 30-second horn. I promise you'd hear it, folks. We do like our 60-second horn, but sometimes we also like our 30-second horn. As Hams and crew are trying to squeak another one in there, but Pace keeps pace and fires one over across there. Midas got to get this under control. He does pay the price there. They're on down a man as Fargo does have the power play, so to speak. Pace sends one over to Midas. Nice corner shot there. Doesn't have enough to get to anybody, and no one's there to get there either. So Steelhawks on your screen, Spencer. Yet another expansion team is going to basically pick up the week 1 win here. So, and yeah, when you got double-digit shots on net from the Steelhawks, that's tough to keep up no matter who you're playing against.
Yeah, we take a look here as we take off here and get another lobby here for game number 2. We talk about, the 4-3 win for the Steelhawks, but for the longest time, that looked like it was going to be the side of the Senators taking that game. We take a look at the shots on net. 9 for the side of the Senators, but 13 on the side of the Steelhawks. So again, a great second half push in game number 1 for the Steelhawks. And again, man, these new expansion teams really showing that they may be expansion teams, but don't mess with us.
Yeah, honestly, and what I saw just from kind of the eye test in our first game there as we get into game number 2 is, the Senators seem to be perhaps a little bit more of the balanced team right on both ends of the field, showcasing that they can hold their own, but then punch it in when they need to. Steelhawks, if I just had kind of had to estimate a little bit, I feel like they favor their offense a little bit more than their defense, and I think that's where you're going to catch them with their pants down a little bit, where they, they're going to let some goals go in. When they need to fire it up, man, you better look out.
Yeah, absolutely. It's all about at this point how do the Senators respond, and at this point they need to step up their offense. They gave away too many shots on net and got caught in those 2-on-1 situations on the back half of their zone. So again, at this point, it's going to be all about how do the Senators respond. And again, with them being such a seasoned team with MCS, this is going to be a good game number 2, I think, as we take a look here and head here into game number 2 between the Senators and the Steelhawks. Ball going to settle down here in the side of the Steelhawks. Taken back here. Ham's looking for another touch. And I am being told by chat it is Zell. So, again, thank you, chat. You always keep us on our toes. It's Vanish. Now looking to get it down to Hams. Take it back, and now we're going to look in here, see if we can get something going here. Ball now sent back towards Vanish. Hams is there. Now looking for another touch. Midas looking to drop it down to Pace, who flicks it off of the net. Azell now going to look to flick it in, taken away by Mystic. Nobody there to follow it up for the Senators as the flick coming in. Second touch looking to be taken in. Azell trying to drop it in. Vanish is there. And now into the corner we go. Zero boost on the side of Vanish, looking to get the flick in, taken away by Midas. Now to the back corner, Azell looks to get it away from Mystic, who will now take possession. Vanish now taking it right back for the Steelhawks. All floating in the midline. Azell now into the corner. Midas sends it right back to the midline and into the side of the Steelhawks. As 90 seconds have elapsed here in game number one. And Flash, we talk about here how the defense of the Senators needed to step up, and the first 90 seconds gone. They've done just that.
Yeah, and I think they're going to find their opportunities, right? They're holding strong for now. They'll find those scoring opportunities when they can. But as I alluded to earlier, just keep an eye on the Steelhawks. You know, their defense, just passing the eye test here, the Steelhawks defense might not be as clean as the Senators, but man, when they fired up some of those passing plays right at the beginning, you better watch out, man. You better be on your A+ game, because they fire when you least expect it. Vanish trying to make one happen there. Ham's second attempt there, going last down to Azell. Not enough mustard on there, but that's what I'm talking about right there. Is eventually the fourth attempt there. You know, everyone's kind of focusing on that ball floating, but Vanish comes in there, 62 miles an hour, nothing to sneeze at. So the Steelhawks could be one of my favorite teams going forward. Just keeping an eye on just for their offensive firepower here. So we'll see how the Senators respond. We were touting their defense earlier. They're going to need to hold strong, but they're going to have to dip into the offensive resources, maybe pull out some new tricks here as they try to get one across the middle there, caught off by one of the teams. You know, there's two teams playing, and one of them's the Steelhawks, and one of them is the Senators. Those are factual statements, and I know what I'm doing because I am a self-proclaimed professional at this thing called Rocket League casting. So you are welcome. Your imaginary check is in the mail. Spencer, back to you, my friend.
2:17 to go here in game number two. And yeah, we talk about this. The ball comes in. Hams can't get the touch in. Mystic able to get the offense going here for the Senators. Again, a great pass coming in from Midas. Ball left by Pace for Mystic, who had the better shot on it. And again, the equalizer coming in, 2:12 to go here. You know, these two teams pretty well matched up here. As now we take a look here into the zone. Midas looking to get a touch in. Vanish looking to drop it down for a teammate. Cleared away by his teammate. Now Hams to the other side we go. Into the corner. Azell can't get the touch in. Ball still floating towards the box. Vanish is just going to touch it back towards the midline. We'll leave it. Well, he had an opportunity, but Mystic came in like a wrecking ball. And now Midas trying to get it past Vanish. He does. Trying to get it past the other team of person of Hams. Not able to get there. And now Vanish. Drop it down for Azell, who centers it, looking for Hams. Looking to get it back down to Vanish. A nice passing play. Hams looking for the bump. He gets it, but now the opportunity comes for the Senators. And now back to the face-off circle we go. Mystic taking it away. Into the corner. Vanish takes it away from Mystic. Now into the corner. Midas trying to drop it back into the box. Ball left, looking for a bump. Mystic looking for a double touchdown. Nobody home, but the ball missed by Vanish. There's a golden opportunity by the Senators. It's now the 60-second horn sounds here in game number two. And again, these teams tied at 2. At 1, excuse me. I know what I'm doing, I promise.
You also passed math class. I'm proud of you, friend.
Oh, no sense in. Midas looking for one more touch. Can't get there. 36 seconds to go. Mystic Now looking for a bump in the goal. Nobody there. And now Midas looking for that golden touch. Sends it down to Pace. Now Hams into the corner. Centered it for a teammate. Nobody there. Midas hits the air. Running out of boost, and he does. Vanish. Now going to take it away. Just pop it in. Looking to maybe just send this thing to overtime. One final push, though, for Vanish. And now Azel trying to get it past Midas. Ball still in the air, in the box. Looking to center it up for a teammate. Has an opportunity. Drop down wide left. Vanish. Can't get the touch. Ball still in the air. Popped up off the back wall. Hams has an opportunity, and the ball will hit the turf. And we will head to overtime here in game number 2. Now Vanish and Midas collided the side wall. Off the back wall, popped over. Mystic, last man back for the Senators. Now got to rush back and take it off the back wall himself. Popped up. Hams and Sarah gets it dropped down to Vanish. Pops it in, looking for the goal. Midas able to clear that away, his 3rd save of the game. And now a second touch coming in, cleared to the left of the net. Midas, they have a 3-on-1 rush. Vanish able to take it away and stall the offensive push for the Senators. And now off the bottom corner we go. Vanish looking to drop it down for a teammate. Ball's just going to float into the box. Midas now taking it back towards the face-off circle as Zell fires it in left of the net. A centering pass comes in towards the net, cleared away off the right post. And now Vanish, Azel pops it into the other side. Vanish is there. They'll have to pop it in off his hood. Looking for the flick. He's going to take it in the air. Fade with the save. Excuse me, Pace with the save. I'm thinking about Valorant for some reason. Hams. Now into the corner we go. Face-off circle now. And Vanish can't get the touch in. Scherf. 73 seconds gone here in overtime in game number 2. Both these teams digging and driving and defending. Trying to get that second win.
Hams picks up the boost in the corner there. Vanish able to give him some breathing room. Hams is going to maybe get a second touch on this. Gets beat by Midas. Oh, sends it to the other side there. And yeah, over 90 seconds gone here. Mystic going to play slow here. A little bit of mind games there. Gets stalled out in the corner there. Ooh, unfortunate clip off of Pace's car there. Goes to their side.
Ooh.
Midas able to come up with a clean touch there. Has no boost, so he can't really make up a follow-up there as we near almost 2 minutes of overtime. Look for Vanish and crew to get something going. Midas cuts that off, though. Cuts the momentum just in half. Spencer, if that demo doesn't happen, potentially, you know, the Steelhawks get another look at that. But,
yeah,
man, the demos can really be a game changer. I know I'm biased, but believe me, folks, when I say that took the wind out of the sail for the Steelhawks in an instant. That took off that, you know, that second, third attempt that could have happened. Gone. Bye-bye. So, gives the Senators some breathing room, some much-needed breathing room to get something going on their offensive side. Zell goes sky high with that one. Vanish pops one over. Goes just a little too far, a little too high. Ham's not able to get there. Cut off by Azel once again. Cut off by Mystic. And, you know, sometimes I wonder if this is a game of ping pong or if this is a game of soccer, because sometimes I can't tell. Azel cut one off, getting a little gut there. Hams center. Little pinch action from Vanish as well. Cut off by Midas. And Spencer, they're finding these little chip plays. The ball is considerably gained some airtime here as well. So really showcasing each team's aerial abilities to, you know, not only, you know, maintain control, but, you know, cut each other off when the ball is in the air there. So we'll see who wants it more as another demo comes in. Over 3 minutes on the clock here, and we're only in game number 2. Reminder, Fargo took the early lead here, so they are technically one up in this series. St. Paul still looking for their first win, so we'll see if they can come up with the equalizer here, or if Fargo is going to take the 2-0 lead in our series tonight.
And the ball dropped in back towards the face-off circle. Ham's going to give chase. 70 boost to work with, plenty of boost. Looking to get it dropped in, can't get it away from Pace. Vanish is there, looking to get one more touchdown. He gets it, looking for Azel, cleared away by Pace. Heads up play, and now every single member back. Vanish has to rush back to make the save. Pace is there, nobody in the net, gotta get there. Vanish is able to get that. I think that ball was wide right anyway, but again, all of a sudden the offensive pressure for both teams kicking into high gear here in overtime as we are just over 4 minutes into overtime. Azell now going to hit the skies once again. Fakes out Midas. Can't get it by Pace. Once again, just a brick wall back there for the Senators. This Pace is now Mystic. Taken away by Hams. Now Vanish. Looking to get it off the back wall. Mystic able to clear that one away. Midas gets bumped into the ball. Hams. Last man back. Mystic is there. Ball floated. Hams gets credit for the save. His third of the game. And now Vanish up to Azell. Towards the net. And in! The Steelhawks! 4 minutes and 44 seconds into overtime. We'll take game number 2.
Yeah, good on Azell to be pretty much in the right place or at the right time there. But, beautiful pass with just enough on there from Vanish. Gets the rebound off the ground, so had a little bit of momentum on that pass. A little bit of, energy, assisted energy from the ball coming off that ground. Plays it well, right? Not too much on there, not too much height. Doesn't really botch the pass or anything. Puts it right on the map for Azel to come off the wall there. And everybody's just in position where they need to be. Everything's clean. And they found their opening. It was small, but they found the opening to send their team up 2-0 in this series. So a little bit of a heartbreaker for the Senators because you just spent almost 5 minutes basically in that overtime there to come up with nothing. So could have gone either way, but got to deal with how the cookie crumbles, and we'll see if the Senators, much like in our first series tonight, if the Lumberjacks, if they can force a game number 4. Otherwise, this is curtains for the Senators. So as we get another server, Spencer, I know it's not Black Friday, but like every other American, we're thinking 3 holidays ahead. They probably got Christmas stuff in the store, and before you know it, they got Valentine's Day stuff in there. Right. So I know we didn't get to Halloween yet, but heck, we basically found a Black Friday sale on servers. It was a buy 2 get 1. I think this is our 3rd or 4th server now. Found a sick discount on them. We tried to use a coupon, but it was that thing where the coupon. We had an expired coupon, right. Yeah, but then we tried to use the coupon, and they're like, well, you can't use the coupon with a sale. So, we really tried to, get the most bang for our buck here tonight, folks, for you viewers. For you viewers, we really tried to go the extra mile, and get as many servers as possible. But we only got, through 3, something like that for the price of 1. That's not too bad. I heard they're free anyways, but new server.
Gotta keep Psyotics on their toes.
Yeah, sometimes I'm so mad at a game, I just report the server anyways. I was like, how dare I lose 8-0? These kids aren't good. I'm gonna report the server. It was the server. It was obviously the server and not me. It would never be me, right? Obviously. So, new server. Same old players, same old casters, same old production crew. Shout out quick as we get new server as well as just kidding, not the same old players. We're getting a sub as well, so and not the sandwich. So we'll see if that makes a difference for our teams here as we get potentially the 3rd and final game. We got a sub for the Steelhawks. Hams is going to sit out for this one, and Harrow, I believe, is coming in. So we'll see if that pays off for them. I'm not sure if that's going to be the correct phrasing there, but because the Steelhawks, Spencer, it's always curious when you have a sub, right? When you're up, when you're winning, sometimes you wonder why they might sub someone in, and it could be a number of things, right? Just one caster's speculation of maybe Hams is having technical difficulties, maybe they feel confident where they want to get another player some more exposure, right? Maybe this is the kind of the identity of the Steelhawks. Could be a number of things. So we will see if this sub pays off for them. Meanwhile, the Senators, no subs on their side as far as I'm concerned. We'll see if they can stand their ground and force that game number 4.
Yeah, we talk about stats from game number 2, and you'll enjoy this. 14 demos between both teams, 8 for the Steelhawks, 6 for the Senators. So the offense, both offenses turning up the heat here in game number 2 as the Steelhawks look to sweep in here as we await the substitution for the Steelhawks to arrive here. I'm being told that he has a concussion buff. I don't know what that means, but hey, I've done crazier stuff with a concussion, so why not play a game where you need full concentration? And stuff like that. But anyway, we're going to head here into game number 3 between the Senators and the Steelhawks. 5 minutes back on the clock. Here we go. The ball's going to be sent in here now to the side of the Steelhawks. Pace will give chase to the ball. Been waiting to ratchet that up for the last 5 minutes. As now it looks like he can't get the touch in. Azel, what is it again? Azel's going to send the ball. My goodness. You step away from the game for 6 months and you just forget how to talk. So, Vanish. Now I'm going to look to get the touch in. Mystic clears it away. Azel. Now I'm going to head to the other side for Vanish. And now Pace going to send it just high above the net. Second touch in. All 3 members in the goal. Not going to get it past them. And now Vanish looks to get it in towards the net. Mystic is there. Azel now back in looking for one more touch from a teammate. Mystic demoed off the ball by Vanish. It's Taro now going to head in. Chad, is it Taro or Tiro? Let me know. Ball going to be sent in now into the corner. Vanish now going to pop it in. Sidewall we go. Pace. Azel now going to head up looking for a teammate. He's got Taro. Midas now going to pop it in. Vanish is there as well. Gets the touch in towards the goal. Mystic able to clear that one away. It's Tiro. Thank you so much, Prussia. Wait, nope. Now he's already second-guessing himself. Well, we will wait confirmation.
We do that all the time.
It is Tiro.
Nobody's the wiser. I mean,
right. It is Tiro. As the ball sent in, Vanish. Oh my goodness. He no longer vanished. He came out of thin air to make that save. And now Tiro fires it in. Cleared away by Midas. Into the corner we go. Azel passes over to Vanish. Cleared away by Midas. Almost a pick 6 on the side of the Senators there. And now Tiro drops it down in the box. The redirect from Vanish. My goodness, and a 1-2 punch for the Steelhawks as they take the lead in game 3. What a redirect.
Yeah, those are sneaky, man. Those are, probably my top 5 favorite goals where they just the angle's there, but your car is not, right? Your car shouldn't be able to make that hit. But those misdirects, those redirects, sometimes they're just it's just kind of a shock and awe. You just can't believe how it happened, but Zell pays the price for Mystic there. Wide open goal. Nothing fancy about this one, Spencer. No weird angles. Nothing to shake your head about. This one is just plain as day. Vanish. Nobody home for that one. And the Steelhawks are going to go up 2-0 in our series, and only 2 minutes elapsed. So if you're the Senators, you got plenty of clock to play with. But don't get comfortable as Taro. Yeah, Taro. Maybe it's Taro. I don't know.
It is actually Taro. So we've been fooled by the English language once again in chat. It is Taro.
And I don't know if it's as much as we've been fooled by the English language as these kids keep coming up with the names that we can't pronounce, man. Okay? Just saying. Some of them are whatever. I mean, there's some simple names in here, like Vanish. Whatever. We're probably going to get a note after the broadcast actually saying it's Vanish. And I'll be like, you know what? That's it. I'm done.
Vanish.
Yeah, I'm just saying. It wouldn't surprise me if that's what came about after all this. So, if you blinked, Steelhawks up 3-0 on a series point here, really. They are looking for the clean sweep here.
Against the Senators, right?
Yeah, it's Jesus. Yeah. Whatever. You win this one, Spencer. I can't think of anything witty enough to come back at you right now, but mark my words, I will say something funny. As St. Paul digging, really through the game plan, the game book, anything they can muster up right now with less than 2 minutes left. Their pace tried to, take the distance there. Midas, nice pop up there. A little too much there, giving plenty of space for the Steelhawks to clear that one. Senators, got to be careful here. Accidental touch there, not what they were looking for. Midas able to get it past one. And Spencer, they do have these moments where they get some breakaways, they get some clean looks, but it's just the Steelhawks. When they get going, man, they have proven to be a hard force to stop. So we'll see what the Senators can do with less than 90 seconds on the clock here. Otherwise, they're going to be sent home packing in short order.
Yeah, time's quickly ticking away here for the Senators as they are looking to get swept here in week number 1 of Season 8. It's the ball sent in. Mystic, sensing what I was about to say, gets a goal on the board for the Senators. 1:10 left to go. Still plenty of time. If they can pick up that second goal pretty quickly, there'll still be plenty of time for them to get that third goal. But we'll see how this kickoff fares here. Ball now going to be sent in here to the side of the Senators. Cleared away. Mystic is there. So is Pace. Ball sent in towards the net. Cleared away by Vanish. The 60-second horn has sounded here in Game 3. Vanish is there. Cleared away. Back into the side of the Steelhawks. And now here comes Midas. Looking to get it down. Ball Stefani above the net. Taken away by Taro. And now Vanish sent it up. Midas trying to keep it in the zone of the Senators. He will. Now sent back towards the faceoff circle. Taro sent in. Mystic able to get there. Not a lot of boost to work with. Was able to get the save. As now we are headed to 30 seconds here in Game 3. Time rapidly ticking away here for the Senators, as they need to get that second goal in quick to have any shot of tying this game and sending us to overtime. Midas looking for one more. Taro able to clear that one away. Ball popped down. Vanish is there. Gets demoed for his efforts, but the ball sent in. Final time ticking away. 10 seconds to go. And with a 2-goal lead, it is going to be elementary at this point. The Steelhawks from Fargo will take week number 1 against the St. Paul Senators. Final series score of 3-0.
GG in the chat. Like to see it. And the sub definitely didn't hurt the Steelhawks. But if anything else, I saw equal effort from both him and or her and Hams there. So interesting look there. Was the first substitution that we saw in the games that we casted today. So again, could have been technical difficulties, could have been anything. But at the end of the day, the Steelhawks walk away with our first clean sweep of the day for the Premier Division in week number 1 with Vanish, Azel, Hams, and Taro coming up clutch with the W today.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a phenomenal game. And again, the Steelhawks just taking the series and just being dominant in their first week 1 showing as that expansion team being added on here for Season 8 and the change to Midwest Championship Series. So we are going to step away for one moment. We are going to say goodbye to Scherf. Thank you so much, buddy. It's been a pleasure. We'll see you later down the road here this season.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to step away here for one moment. Coming up next, the Green Bay Knights taking on the Duluth Superiors. That is next here with Midwest Championship Series.
Bending over backwards just to let you in. I told you that one day ain't never enough. You tell me I hate you, I still call you up. If we don't got trust, we can never have love. I was putting in the hours, I was. But you were calling me a liar, 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 liar. Yeah, I've been putting in the hours, I was. And it's coming down to now and now and now and now and never. I was putting in the I'm sick of fighting the things that you said. I don't wanna burn all our bridges ahead. I'm tired of going to bed when you left me on red just to turn up the noise in my head. I told you that one day ain't never enough. You tell me I hate you, I still call you up. If we don't got trust, we can never have love. I was putting in the hours, I was. You were calling me a liar, 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 liar. Yeah, I've been putting in the hours, I was. And it's coming down to now and now and now and now and never. I was putting in the I've been putting in the hours, and it's coming down and now and now and now and now and never. I was putting in the
moment. All it takes is a moment. Is it fate that you came this far unbroken? If it's destiny, you wrote it. Focused, but you gotta be focused. Make or break, it's the last goodbye they remember you for. They're calling your name, go and take what's yours. Here, now. It's everything you've been dreaming about. There's a reason why you were chosen. This is your moment. Rise up, you give it all that you got and you rise up. All the stories that tell about the champion who came from the crown. Are you ready to carry it now? Going full speed, never stop, never quit. You're the only one, you got to convince that nothing's too far out of your reach. 'Cause all you are is what you believe. Here, now. It's everything you've been dreaming about. There's a reason why you were chosen. This is your moment.
I think I need therapy or just some more whiskey. I can't seem to understand how you do this to me. You've been running in circles inside my head. Wasn't looking for love, but baby, I found you instead. I didn't know I was a casualty until you stopped my heart and you made me see I need love. I need love. I think I need to confess. Saw you in that red dress. I can't seem to understand how you got all that finesse. Still been running in circles inside my head. Wasn't looking for love, but baby, I found you instead. I didn't know I was a casualty until you stopped my heart and you made me see I need love. I need love. I didn't know I
Welcome back to I said it again.
There it is!
I did
There it
the
is!
intro. Guys, I did the intro the other night. I did the exact same thing. I called it MNCS. It's been happening to everyone. I'm so sorry. MCS, we are now Midwest Championship Series. We are not just Minnesota. We are the whole Midwest of the USA, and we also have a little bit of Canada as well. So, sorry about that. MCS, we're here for you now. Premier, third series of the night. And, I didn't really catch much of the first two. I got a little bit of the second one, but, I'm sure it were really good series, but we also have a really good series for this third match as well. Green Bay Knights, Jakob, Messiah, and Zebra, of course, repping the shirt right here. On the other side, Duluth Superiors, Bryant, Fours, and Crispy. And I know we're not too familiar with these teams, Snorlax, because it's the first series of the season for these premier teams, but what are you thinking about this so far, especially since you casted the second series just now?
Well, I know that Green Bay isn't necessarily a quote-unquote new team. Every team is new, but those four, expansion teams that came in, this year, especially with the Fargo, Steelhawks, and the Des Moines Derecho, proving that, yeah, they may be the new kids on the block, but they're here to stay. So it'll be exciting to see how the Green Bay Knights and the Duluth Superiors, both come out swinging. Both seasoned veterans of this league, how they start to show that, yeah, they may be the seasoned veterans of this league, but it's going to be a good series regardless.
Yeah, and we're going to get the players right into the match. We're going to get this one started. We've been delayed long enough. And of course, I just want to talk a little bit, right as the series starts, the results for these teams. Barons did get swept in the Rising Star League on Thursday. And yesterday in the Challenger League, Knights actually swept the Superiors. So it's 1-for-1 so far for both teams. And this is going to be the best of three decider, Snorlax.
Yeah, and what way to, get that started here with, game one of this series, best of five. Ball going to be sent in now. Forrest looking to get it past the rest of the defense. Messiah is there. Ball now sent back towards the center line. Jacob going to hit the air. 26 moves to work with. Looking for the flip reset. Taken away by Forrest. Second opportunity. Sent in by Messiah. Forrest gets the save on that one. Now ball going to be sent in. Bryant able to get it in. Forrest looking for a shot off the right post. Second opportunity off the crossbar by Crispy. And now Jacob clearing it away. Messiah can't get it away. And now Zebra, last man back. Bryant is there. Sends it in, cleared away once again by Jacob. Messiah trying to get it out of the zone. And Tibbles, first 60-second gone here. Both defenses standing strong.
Yeah, Knights, you talk about their defense. They had to do a lot of it right there, Storlax. It clanged off the post a couple times on that one. Big flick from Bryant sent toward that goal. Messiah clear out. Another 50 from Zebra. Messiah has a chance here on the aerial play. And it's a slow one. Flip reset. He gets it past one, but Crispy's there. Oh, Messiah with the dunk gets that second touch, and Knights will score first.
Yeah, it's all about that second follow-up, and Messiah able to get his car right where he needs to. And the Knights able to take that 1-0 lead. 3:40 to go here in game number one. We talk about right now offensive domination. People don't look so much at bumps, but if you can get a good bump on your opponent right now, 10 bumps on the side of Superiors, making their presence known on each side of the ball as the Knights trying to get something going here with a 1-0 lead, trying to get that 2-0.
Yeah, Jakob, that shot not quite working out. Zebra, that shot will be high as well, but comes back to Messiah, has a chance here. We'll give it away, but Knights have some really good pressure here. I've been really impressed with what I've seen so far, and it's now on the Superiors to try and find something on the way back. Forced to the middle, but Messiah there for that clear in the corner, but no boost to work with. Now Superiors trying to make it awkward for that other team. A demo on the backside, and Crispy will put that one through, equalizing.
We got to take a look at the replay here, because I know that Crispy got the touch in, but Jakob, I think, just put it, Crispy able to put it off the top of Jakob's car, and a great heads-up play by Crispy to get this game equalized.
Yeah, just an unfortunate miss from Zebra there, and it just allowed the player to get in there. But Zebra now maybe trying to get a goal back for his mistake just now. Jakob to the middle. Messiah maybe had a chance there, but we'll go to Bryant. Crispy with that touch off the ceiling. Bryant with the follow-up again off the crossbar. And Superiors are a little bit struggling with their shot accuracy right now, but that's a completely open net for Messiah and Jakob to double-team that one right into the Superiors' net.
Yeah, a defensive miscue by the Knights. Excuse me, by the Superiors as Messiah able to take advantage and give the Knights the 2-1 lead. Yeah, you know, sometimes those bite you, and it costs you the lead. It's the ball now sent in. Jakob going to put it into the corner. Now sent away by Bryant. Zebra is there, looking to get it centered up for a teammate. He's got it, and Messiah puts it in a picture-perfect area to give the Knights a 3-1 lead.
This onslaught from the Knights has been effective, and Crispy so close to getting that off his own goal line, but it will find its way through, and Knights now with a firm grip over this game one. They've come out hot. They've wanted to prove a point here with this performance. Still more work to do. Messiah knows that, brings it up. Has a flip reset possibility. Crispy with that 50 out, that'll be good. But Zebra not going to give up on that one just yet. Still in that Superior's corner. Fake there. Jakob trying to fake another one, but gets a 50 as well off the backboard. Superior is just trying to get it out of their half right now, but it's such a struggle with zero boost. But a great pass to Crispy. Back to Brian, over another one, and again off the crossbar, but Jakob will save that one out. And Knights look absolutely solid on the defense right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And on offense, too. 63% now. Field domination percentage. So they've been on the side of the Superiors a lot more than the Superiors have been on their side. And also, the demo's coming in as well. So, again, the Knights making their offensive presence known here early in game number one as the ball now sent in. Jakob looking for a touchdown. Looking for another one. Ball sent in. That's almost an an own goal from the Superiors. And now Jakob with a touchdown. Looking for a teammate. Nobody home. Crispy will take it away from the box. Messiah can't get the touch in. Now with 70 seconds to go here, Tibbles. I mean, right now, if you're on the side of Superiors, you got to score pretty quickly to have a chance to get that equalizer as well.
Yeah, but Superior's still in the Snorlax. You know, Knights had a chance there with Zebra's. The open net on Zebra's shot, and not going to go in. They could have shut down this game right here, but still 2 goals, 50 seconds. It's definitely possible, but Duluth, they need to change something together. Back on that back line, Zebra get his own corner boost, maybe an aerial out. Has a lot of space in the air to work with. Only 2 back, almost gets a 50, but Messiah will be up to that one fast, and every second counting down is bad news for Superiors here. Jakob with another shot, another clear out. The Superiors maybe a chance here, but they have to make use of this time. They need this goal now. They might just get it. Brian's so close, but 20 seconds left. Superiors need something soon.
Crispy looking to set something up here for a teammate. Fours trying to get it past Messiah, now taken away. Crispy sends it back to the other side. 10 seconds to go here. Jakob in the air, just trying to stall for time. And now sent in back towards the face-off circle. Bryant just going to lunge it in. Time is going to expire. Well, 1 second to go. I mean, we've seen crazier things happen. You and I have been around the block of Rocket League quite a few times. We've seen crazier stuff happen in Rocket League. So we'll take a look here at the face-off and see what happens and see if they can get a little bit of a miracle here.
Yeah, they need to keep it up right away. 1 second on the clock. That leaves absolutely no time to dawdle on the ground. That might just be down. It will be. And Knights, despite that scare of the demo play. I mean, you talked about that physical play, Snorlax, earlier on in the game. It took 3 to 4 minutes for Superiors to get that communication together, get that play together, finally get that goal together, but it still wasn't quite enough. Knights will be victorious in this game one. And I'm curious to see what Duluth will come out with in game two.
Yeah, and I mean, 7 shots on net for each side, but again, offensive pressure is great, but it has to be utilized correctly. And the reason I say that, 7 demos on the side of the Superiors, only 2 goals to show for it. So again, they take advantage of those demo plays, or they do those demos, but they have to take advantage of those demo plays in the offensive side.
Yeah, but I think it's also worth noting that Superiors, they're not being completely shut out here. Messiah, hat trick on this one, but only 1 assist from the other players on the Knights team. As you remember, from game one of the goals was a completely open net, right? You can fix those mistakes fairly easily. One of them was a complete dunk from Messiah, a great play from him, but that's something you can try and mitigate, right? So, Superiors, they absolutely have hope going into this next game. They are not out of it just yet, and I'm excited for the rest of this series.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to put 5 minutes back on the clock here for game number 2. The Superiors looking to swing things around here back into their favor. Here we go. Ball gonna be sent into the side of the Knights. Bryant gonna give chase. Sent out to the other side. Into the corner we go. Zebra is there. So is Forrest. Ball gonna drop down. Messiah doesn't get the touchdown, but Zebra is there looking for one more to get it past Crispy. Now Messiah will leave it down to Forrest, who gets the touch in. Ball slowly rolling towards the goal. Now we're going to hit the skies. Ball sent in towards the net. Jakob was there. Now ball pinched in towards the net. Once again, Crispy just gets the touchdown. Forrest. Ball sent in by Messiah. Another shot attempt by Bryant. Excuse me, save attempt by Bryant. And now Messiah going to just head back, slow play this up the wall. Messiah looking to get one more touch over Crispy. Jakob now back into the corner. Zebra is looking to get a touchdown. Drop it down to the corner. Now Zebra fires it in, looking for a pass to Messiah. He had it in fours with another save attempt. 60 seconds gone here. And the offensive pressure on the side of the Knights looking to slowly chip away at the Superiors, and it does just that.
Chip away is right. Knights were having so much pressure on the Superior's net, and Crispy, such an awkward save, and still finds his way back to it. In the end, Brian is just too slow for that shot from Messiah, and again, it's him to score. He's the man this series so far for the Knights. And Superiors, their defense is holding strong for the most part. Of course, they just conceded, but that was straight pressure for a minute, and Fours trying to get one of his own, but they need to find something else that will work. Crispy maybe going for a ground pinch. We'll just bounce it instead. That leaves it for Messiah. 50 in the other way. Zebra will have to make that save, and he does, but barely. Get another clear out. Nice looking to press now. Messiah with a good touch, but Forrest will be back for it. And it just feels like Superiors are just one little mistake away from conceding another goal.
Yeah, I mean, that's the name of the game. Is this game can turn, the pendulum can swing in a heartbeat. So it's all about, if you come out early, that's great, but you got to hold that pressure the remaining 4 minutes of this game. So that's going to be the test for the Green Bay Knights here, to see if they can hold that toe that line of having that lead this entire series. As now the ball sent in, looking for another touch. 3 minutes to go here. Zebra going to head up. Looking to drop it down to Jakob. He's got it set wide right of the net. And another opportunity missed on the side of the Knights is now the ball sent in towards the net. Messiah with a backflip save to keep it out of the front of the net.
Yeah, bit of a joint effort there from the Knights. Flip reset for Jakob. Won't quite get that second touch on it to use it to its full potential, but now a chance for Knights maybe. Fours again clearing out. You can see a trend here. Another shot on target from Jakob will be saved away. Fours has been playing a lot of defense. You can see him most of the time in the middle of the goal if they're on defense. Now he does receive the ball, though. Messiah will clear that out. Just too slow for the Superiors. They need to speed it up a little bit, get something going. That's a good shot from Fours, forcing that save. But Knights just look so calm on defense. They get a great 50 and just break out.
Yeah, and Zebra again trying to keep the offensive pressure going. Just kind of keeping the foot on the gas pedal to keep it in the zone of the Superiors is now Crispy looking to settle it down. Zero boost to work with. Gets it over one man, looking to get it past the other. Messiah is there in the corner. And again, right now it's just going to be about playing keep away for the Knights. They've got that one goal lead. They just need to wait for their opportunity to strike for that second goal. If you're on the side of the Superiors, you got to wait for that one window of opportunity, that one mistake for the Knights to get that goal back here in game number 2.
This lead is so fragile for the Knights. You hit the nail on the head there. You have to be really careful about what they're doing. They can't get complacent. That might be an issue right there. Bryant almost getting a shot on target. Will be saved away by Jakob. Goes to Messiah. A great clear out over to Zebra's side of the field. He will take over. Shot on target. A little bit slow. We'll get that 50 as well. And as long as Knights keep pressure here, they have a good chance of seeing this one through. But Crispy was getting past too. Almost getting that bump as well. Messiah to the side, getting demoed for his efforts. Oh, past another one, Zebra. Any follow-up, a bump out of there, and Messiah will get that clear. Superior is so close, but there seems to be a player for the Knights there every single time. And Messiah, again, off the crossbar. Jakob to the backboard. Knights doing anything they can to keep this ball in that Superior's half. A demo on Jakob, or from Jakob, excuse me, on that Superior's player. Another shot as well, and Knights are just wasting time right now, getting that clock down as far as they can before having to do defense once again.
Well, and that's the thing is I'm going to look for here with the Superiors here as we head towards game number 3 is they need to get their their middle ground, the middle part of the field. They need to get that portion under control. The Knights right now completely walking all over them in the midfield. They're just allowing those passing plays to come in from that midline, where all three members of the Superiors come back to the goal and just allow that to happen in the middle of the field. We need to get your midfield down so those passing plays can't come to fruition in front of your own net, as the second goal allowed for the Superiors, or from the Superiors for the Knights, as we looked ahead to game number 3.
And I'm almost wondering if Crispy had that. I believe it was Bryant that got that touch to the middle that eventually gave it to Jakob to put it in the goal. I think that other player on Superior's side had that, cleared, and maybe they would have had a chance at that point, but Knights will take game 2. Despite the scoreline, I think they did it pretty convincingly. They had most of the possession. Like you said, they were dominating in midfield, and whenever they were on defense, they seemed cool, collected, comfortable, whatever you want to say. They were that. And Superiors, on the other side, were a little bit struggling on defense.
Well, I mean, the Superiors had their defense locked up in front of their own net, usually two of them at least in the goal. And it's noted by the 9 saves that they have. But again, they also allowed 12 shots on net for the Knights as well. So finding that kind of balance in between the defense and the offensive side. And again, it's going to come from that midfield control, trying to find that possession, get those 50s, get those challenges in the midfield under control.
And Messiah, player to watch out for in game 3, scored a hat-trick in game 1, got a goal for his team in that game 2 as well, had a few saves for the team. I think the only one with some saves, and 6 shots on that Superior's net. Messiah playing out of his mind right now. If you want to watch any player, see what he does, learn from him, look at the mastery that has been going on, look at Messiah right now in this next game.
Yeah, I mean, on the side of Superiors, I'm looking for Crispy to kind of step up here. He was kind of really all over the field here in game number 2, but not getting the accurate shots towards the net that he needed to get. And that's exactly what they needed right there. 19 seconds into game number 3, getting that quick strike to take possession and take the momentum back in game number 3.
Brilliant play from Superiors there. Knights, they got one of the bumps on an attacker there, but they still had that goal. It was an amazing touch by Fours to get that through, get that pass across, get it past both of those defenders right there. So, yeah, really good start from Superiors here. That's a wonderful goal. And Knights, now their turn to have a response. Let's see what they can come up with. But so far, it's just Bryant getting past another one. Jakob will make that save eventually. Fours off the corner. Still with it, 0 boost, gets that 50. Crispy, maybe a chance. No, we'll just pass it as well. And Brian coming in for that shot, knocking into the net. And the defenders on the Knights were just standing still.
Well, and I think Crispy kind of caught them off guard, trying to go for that shot. And Brian just came in like a heat-seeking missile. And just nothing that Messiah could do there. Kind of getting caught off guard by Crispy. 4:11 to go here in game number 3. And again, all of a sudden, Superior is coming back to life here as Bryant looking to drop it down for a teammate. Ball still floating in the air, and now Zebra going to look to start to get things going. Crispy sends it into the other side. Zebra is there, gets the touch into the corner. Fours. They look to try to get it out. Jakob is there, looking down for a teammate. Going to come down right in front of the net. Jakob now going to look to touch down. Now Bryant into the corner. Zebra pops it up in front of the net, trying to get a bump in. Now here comes another bump. Now Jakob going to hit the skies. A 1v1 here. A 1v2, excuse me. Cleared away by Bryant. Nice play. And all of a sudden, the Superiors again, in the midline, starting to get those few more touches, trying to mess up the Knights in that midfield. So I don't know if they're listening, but all of a sudden starting to turn things up in the midfield.
Last game you mentioned that Superiors have, in front of their net at least, have locked down the defense. Oh, that might be in from Messiah. Will end up off the post. But Superiors, like you said, they have that middle of the goal defense locked down. Oh no, as I say that, Messiah's shot on target will go in. But what I was going to say was Superiors locked down on midfield defense. But, they're absolutely killing it there, in those positions. And as soon as they get those 2 goals, they can, back off a little bit, defend, get their actions right, and maybe take this game.
Yeah, absolutely. So, again, it's finding that counterbalance between both offense and defense and trying to, catch your opponent off guard as Messiah Now fires it in. Bryant gonna send it right back. Jakob back towards the midline. Ping pong action here. Game number 3 with 2:47 to go. Now looking for a pass in. Back towards Messiah. We'll leave now for Zebra off the back wall. Looking for another touch. He gets the bump instead. Messiah gonna look to get it past the defense. Can't get it in. Bryant able to get that save. And now Zebra fires it in. Another shot. Jakob was looking for a touch in. And now Bryant. The touch off the top corner. Gonna drop down. They are there, but all of a sudden now can't get it in. Brian, 0 boost to work with. Crispy, 1 boost to work with. All of a sudden the Superior is kind of out of boost here. Now Bryant, a fresh take to go. Back towards the midline we go. Into the box. Jakob trying to get it back out. And just over 2 minutes to go here, Tibbles. I mean, right now the Knights slowly rolling back the momentum towards their way as the shot comes in by Bryant. And as I say that, the momentum, just the air is sucked out of the room.
Yeah, Bryant, that brilliant first touch set him up for success. Those 2 defenders and Jakob and Zebra just, they could have challenged, but that's a communication thing. And really, that's just a great play from Bryant there to put in that 3rd goal for the Superiors. Crispy, maybe a clear out. And Superiors, I've been really impressed with them. Despite the Knights playing really well and having some really good little touches that help out their teammates and supporting each other, no matter where it is on the field. Superiors have turned the series on its head with this game. Already scoring 3 goals, almost a backflip from Crispy into the goal, but no, it will be saved away. Messiah trying to get it out, and now it's Knights struggling to get out of their half.
Yeah, all of a sudden, like I said, the Superiors offense, as Bryant was looking for a ground pitch, instead just bounces off the top of the ball. The Superiors, their offense all of a sudden turned up to 11. And just getting those offensive pressures, getting those 50 challenges, winning those challenges as well. So, again, the Superiors, a great a complete turnaround from games 1 and 2. But again, you got to finish all 5 minutes. 60 seconds left to go here in game number 3. We'll see if the Superiors can hang on to that lead as we enter the final minute here.
Yeah, Superiors keeping that formation tight. You can see how small their rotations are. They're not going far, straying far from their goal. They don't want to give up this game, and I can't blame them. Obviously, this is a best of 5. As a reminder, if Knights do somehow win this game, that will be the end of the series in a 3-0 sweep. So it's absolutely crucial, obviously, that Superiors take this game for their record. 4 is another shot on target on the crossbar, but just about a minute passed, and still no more signs of life from the Knights. 1 goal to their name so far, but that will not be enough. Definitely not be enough. Brian with that 4th goal as well. Good touch off the backboard and just has the follow-up. Knights defense too awkward to get there. That miss from Messiah is huge. And Superior is set to take this game 3.
Yeah, Bryant kind of twisting the knife there here in game number 3 as time, rapidly ticking away for the Knights here in game 3 as we look ahead to game number 4. Ball sent in. Bryant, Messiah is there, just going to pop it up. 10 seconds to go here, game number 3. As Crispy sends it back, we're just going to play ping pong here in the final seconds of game number 3. As the ball bouncing, still in the air. And that ball will hit the turf, and that'll do it here. Game number 3 goes to the Superiors in a complete 180 from their offense. And again, we may be looking forward here to a game number 4 that's going to be very interesting if Bryant and Crispy can keep up that 1-2 punch that they had here in game 3.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was going to, talk a little bit about what Knights could do. But it almost seems like they're not the same team that played those first 2 games. Those challenges weren't on point. They weren't controlling the midfield like we talked about in game 1 and game 2. Superiors really dominated them in every fashion this game. And, I'm looking for a response from Knights. Obviously, we want to close this out in 4 games, as the GM, obviously. But Superiors, I think they have a great platform now to try and get to that game 5. And Bryant, hot streak, has a hat trick as well, has a save on defense, contributing all over the field. And I really think the Superiors team can do it. It took them a little bit to warm up, but they're here to play now.
Exactly. It takes teams a little bit, different time to figure out exactly their identity in a series. But right now, I think the Superiors finally have it locked and loaded. But boy, oh boy, if I know some of these players here on the Knights, their blood's boiling, knowing that they could have got a sweep here and just absolutely gave it up in Game 3. So if I'm the Superiors, I got to be careful to let the Knights have an early goal here. Otherwise, it might be curtains here in Game 4.
Absolutely, but that's a huge miss. Messiah shot on target. That's unusual for him in the series. It's been every touch for him has pretty much been goal, but Jakob has a chance here. Good cutout by Fours. Here's now trying to clear this one out. Zebra will be there first. One touch off the wall. A little bit too far away. We'll go back to Fours, but no boost for Fours there. We'll get it stolen away, and that's awkward on that Superior's defense. Will be cleared out to Zebra once again, and Knights just controlling that midfield. Every clear is going to them. Zebra to put it in. Pancake off the crossbar. Cannot get that little touch to just put it in the net, and so close to scoring that first goal, like you said.
Oh boy, man, yeah, 99% of the way there, but just couldn't finish. And the Superiors are very lucky that this game isn't 1-0 right now. Ball now sent in here by Fours, gets demoed for his efforts. Oh my goodness! 3 demos in the span of 4 seconds. Everybody's gonna reset after that one. And now Messiah, just kind of lurking like a gecko on the side wall. Look to get it in, cleared and won by Messiah. But Crispy comes in, gets the bump in. Jakob just kind of pogoing off the wall here. And the ball sent in. Fours is there. Jakob is going to take control now for the Knights. Nice pinch by Bryant. As now Zebra gets it in. Ball dropping down towards the net. Messiah gets the save. 3:15 to go here, Tibbles. And the defense for both teams, you know, they know what's at stake here in Game 4.
Yeah, Knights having to make some extreme touches to keep Duluth out of their net here. Jakob had a really good save. Well, it was a touch, but the ball would have been in pretty much, almost certainly, if he did not get that touch. But big clear down by Messiah. And Crispy is stationed down, farther downfield. It looks like Duluth is kind of starting to understand what the Green Bay Knights are trying to do here. Send it downfield. Hope that a passing play will come off. But Fours again with the ball is pinged off to that Knights corner. Messiah again with a touch. Ryan maybe middle. Another 50 out. Jakob just way downfield, opting to clear it instead of passing to a teammate, but that might pay off. Messiah in the middle, almost a dunk into an own goal, but Fours will find his way out of that mess. Good pass down to Messiah, a little bit awkward, backwards, trying to get it through that corner. Jakob off the ceiling, and a redirect from Messiah. No, off the wall. In the middle, Zebra. Pass to the corner, nobody will be there except for Fours. Fours chance for a clear out downfield. No boost for Jakob. Does finally collect it, and they have to take it off their own backboard. And this is so back and forth, Snorlax. You know, box to box. Everything is happening in this game, and no blood yet. No one has scored just yet.
Yeah, like I alluded to earlier, I think defenses for both of these teams really, you know, they know what's at stake here in game number 4. You know, the Superiors, if they can get that one mistake from the Knights, they have the opportunity to take that momentum to a game number 5. The Knights, on the other hand, they don't want to blink and give the Superiors that opportunity to take it to game number 5. They want to win and take it here in game number 4. Messiah now driving down to Zebra. That's that one mistake. Got to be careful. Zebra now kind of caught in no man's land in the corner. Back towards the box we go. Messiah is there. But nobody to follow up for the Knights as Bryant gets bumped off the ball. Jakob now going to look to take it in. Fours clears that one back towards the midline. Messiah now going to head double commit here from Zebra.
My.
And the pinch! I believe that ball was pinched between Zebra and Messiah. Let's take a look at the replay. It absolutely was. And
I don't
Zebra,
know. Was it?
It looked to me and it was
so
pinched.
close.
It was so close, but regardless, man alive, that goal for the Knights could be the deal breaker here in game 4.
Yeah, that could be it. Just a minute now for Duluth to mount an attack and get one back. I could put that 50, so I'm not Duluth's side. Knights could do a lot here, keeping them in their half. Big clear attempt from Zebra will be absolutely dunked on that goal line. They do get that clear out, but they might block it. Zebra, again, savior on that goal line. Just about 40 seconds left now, downfield from Zebra. No boost, but Jakob will take over. Big clear down the other way, and Brian speeding as fast as his little car could go, but does get demoed away. And Zebra going back to the back of the net, and Messiah has to absolutely bail out his teammate there. Just about
gotta be
20
careful
seconds
here.
now. For Superior. Oh, wait. Forrest just put one in and ties up the game with 18 seconds left. Taking
Yeah.
advantage of that clear from Jakob that just goes to the wayside.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what happened there, but Zebra caught out of position, had to whip around and couldn't get there in time, and now all of a sudden, with 18 seconds to go, the game tied once again with these two teams. Crispy looking to shut it down, did not send us to overtime. Final 10 seconds. Jakob gonna give chase. Gonna get one final attempt. Messiah's there to get the touch in, but the touch as well from the Superiors. Time is going to expire. Ball is on the turf. Game number 4. We head to overtime.
Duluth now fighting for their life. They need to get this goal to continue in the series. They might just get it. Crispy on goal. 7 seconds in. They don't even need 10. And they will put that through, courtesy of Crispy. Superiors now even on the scoreline. We go to game 5.
Oh, the double commit is going to burn the Green Bay Knights here in game number 4. A double commit is always the culprit. My goodness, the Duluth Superiors all of a sudden riding a momentum high as we head to game number 5.
And, this is just, I don't know if it's totally relevant, but I do think it's funny that Crispy and Messiah, both on the top of the leaderboard for their respective teams, have the exact same amount of points. So, the other variables are the other players on the team here, but Superiors taking advantage of that overtime, maybe felt a little bit of pressure, knowing that if they conceded a goal, that was the end of the line for them. But ice is what they have come from. Ice is what they have gathered. Ice is what they, have here, and they have absolutely, really come back from this series. It looked very dire in game 1 and game 2. But they've absolutely come back, and game 5 is now a reality. Knights maybe not expecting that going into this series.
No, and I think this is exactly what the Knights feared. Taking the first 2 games and all of a sudden now just dropping games 3 and 4. That's a nightmare for a team, no matter what level you play at. If you're playing a best of 5 series and you have the opportunity to sweep and all of a sudden your opponents win games 3 and 4, that's nightmare fuel for
Right.
high-level Rocket League players. So 5 minutes on the clock. Game number 5. Here we go. Four's going to send it in. Looking for a quick touch from a teammate. Now Zebra looking to drop it down to Messiah. He's going to head up for the skies. Taken away. To the other corner we go. Jakob is there. We look to send it in for a teammate. It's there, but a teammate not able to follow up. And now Four's into the corner. Back towards the face-off circle. Jakob going to send it down to Messiah. The touch in. Crispy able to get the safe second opportunity from Zebra being sent up. The bump off the goalie from Messiah. Crispy will just get the touch in. Excuse me. Zebra will get the touch in. It's now Crispy looking to get it sent in. Bryant able to put it off for Crispy. And a 1-0 lead for the Superiors within 60 seconds. Oh my goodness.
That follow from Crispy was everything. Gets that touch off the wall, carries it down to the midfield. It gets a funny touch as well. A little bit of a help from his teammate as well. But that was all Crispy there. Gets that first goal for Duluth. And that's a great sign for them in this game 5. I don't know this for sure, but I'm pretty sure that if they scored first, they've won the game, because that's how it seems so far in the series. But 4 minutes left, plenty of time for Knights to come back on this one. Messiah will turn back on it. 50 goes back to that back right corner. Zebra, a good touch up to the ceiling. And get back to it. Good 50. Back from 4s. Bryant will collect over 1 here. Maybe going for the flip reset. Another 50. 50s have been the name of the game here in this series. 4s a good touch off the crossbar, or off the backboard, excuse me. But that shot from Bryant will go away, and I almost think that Duluth should have put that in.
Yeah, a little bit of a double commit from 4s and Bryant on that one. Kind of bumped into each other a couple of times, and that kind of took away the offensive shot. But, it kind of goes back to what I said in game, right at the end of game number 2, where the Superiors didn't really have a lot of mid control. And all of a sudden, the mid control is back for the Duluth Superiors, and they're winning their 50s. They're winning those challenges in the midfield, and it's showing in the scoreline, because also we're in game number 5, and a lot of those goals are coming off of chances and 50s in the midline just like that.
Great touch, I believe, from Jakob to get it through, but goes right to Brian, and he's just going to put that through. Yeah, touch from Jakob over to the corner, just awkward, gets bumped away, can't get back to it. And what an angle from Bryant to skim the post and get it in that goal.
My man broke out his protractor on that one, got the angle off the sidewall, and with 2 minutes gone, takes a 2-goal lead for the Superiors, and the Knights all of a sudden are just flabbergasted as to what has gone wrong here so far, and they need to get something going here pretty quickly to save any sort of momentum that they can salvage for this game.
Maybe that physical play that worked so well. Oh, right there, I called it. Zebra reading my mind exactly. Messiah will put that in. And that's exactly the physical play the Knights needed. They needed to clear Superiors out of their net. They were camping there and making sure that no goals go in their goal. Guess what? You get rid of one of them, you put one in the goal.
Yeah, especially if you're on the offensive push, and you can get that quick power play, to get that demo. It's a lot easier to get a goal when you have that man advantage. It sounds stupid simple, but that's exactly how it works to get those quick shots. But oh my goodness, it comes off the crossbar and then the left post. Oh my goodness. The Green Bay Knights are very lucky. This game is now 3-1, but as I say that, Forrest scores the goal off a defensive miscue from the Knights, because once again, the double commit is going to burn their defense.
Disaster almost averted by this Knights team, but I absolutely love that pass, I believe from Crispy over to Bryant. Picked him out in the middle of the net, nobody on him, knew he had the time to get the pass there and get to the ball cleanly, with no challenge on it, and absolutely took advantage of it, and very deserving of that third goal. But now they clear down to the Knights half. It's now time for their response. See what they can come up with, but going to be a lot of work. This Superiors team has heated up a lot, and, they're playing a lot better than they did in the first two games. Flip reset from Crispy, especially him. He's been doing very, very well as well. That might just float in the middle of the goal. Zebra clear downfield, but so far no sign that Knights will find that equation, that answer to break through Superior's walls.
Yeah, and again, the Knights, they have to get a quick answer here, because all of a sudden you're down by 2 again with 90 seconds on the clock. And, if time ticks away, yeah, especially now giving up another goal, that's almost just a dagger, for a lot of these teams. You take a 3-goal lead with under 90 seconds to go, and having that momentum on the side of the Superiors, it's going to be very, very critical for the Green Bay Knights to get a goal within the next 15 to 20 seconds.
Every second will count here, and that touch from Zebra, just, you have to get a better 50 than that. Goes right to the middle. Messiah here with a chance, maybe trying to get that through. Zebra, big 50, but goes back to that Knights half, and that's really time wasted that they cannot afford right now. Coming off the ceiling, Jakob, a miss from him. That will not be good either. Pours a good touch, gets bumped away. Zebra on the wall, but it goes right back to Bryant, and that's a clear back to the Knights half. And they are doing their best to get back to that corner. Over to Messiah, passing to each other as well, over to Jakob. But they're going laterally, back and forth, in their own half. That will not help them at all right now. And 3 goals down, help is exactly what they need.
Exactly, yeah. And right now that help is going to be in the form of goals. And unfortunately, with 40 seconds to go, it's a very tall task for the Knights to get things back and going. The ball comes off the post, and the crossbar floats across the entirety of the goal. Can't get in. 30 seconds to go here. Time rapidly ticking away for the Knights is now Crispy going to settle it down. It's going to hit the car. And now Zebra is going to look to hit it in. Brian now gets the 50 win back towards the side of the net. The Knights, And now Forrest, they're just going to play keep away at this point. Final 10 seconds here in game number 5 with a 3-goal lead. It's really going to be all elementary at this point. A reverse sweep in week 1 for the Duluth Superiors as they take down the Green Bay Knights.
Congratulations, the Superiors. That defense, I was just watching this game 5 back, right? Sorlax, with all of you, casters as well. And I'm just thinking, what is this defense from the Superiors? Like, they look so solid. Every touch that they needed to get, they got. All 3 players were on point, firing on all cylinders. They had the offense as well. So some solo plays, true. But they were absolutely on fire. And, the energy that Knights brought in game 1 and game 2 was great. Absolutely great. They crushed it in those first 2 games. But the response that Duluth had swept away anything the Knights could come up with.
Exactly. And that's the thing is their defense, after we got through game number 2, their defense absolutely solidified. A brick wall, a great wall of China, if you will. Just an absolute phenomenal showing by the defense of the Superiors. As they took it after game number 2, they took 100% control of this series.
Yeah, but that will be the end of the series, of course. Going to game 5. But we do have one more game for you. Game 4, or series 4, excuse me. And that will be Rochester Rhythm and Chicago Jungle going up against each other in just a few minutes. Stick with us.
No more patience when I'm feeling low. On vacation, my mind wants to go. Overthinking when I'm all alone. Out of focus from all the unknown. Can you check for my vitals? Think I need revival. Broken down and fading, my heart keeps breaking.
Caught up in the storm, but all the survivors looking up for love in a little bit of darkness. Hold each other up when we're falling down. Never give it up because we are the fighters.
Caught up in the storm, but we're the survivors. Looking up for love in a little bit of darkness. Hold each other up when we're falling down. Never give it up because we are the fighters. Underwater, swinging my fist. Tension rising, but no part of it. Nice to meet ya, been called a misfit. No need to fake it, we all got some shit. Can you check for my vitals? Think I need revival. Broken down and fading, my heart keeps breaking.
Caught up in the storm, but all the survivors looking up for love in a little bit of darkness. Hold each other up when we're falling down. Never give it up because we are the fighters.
Caught up in the storm, but we're the survivors. Looking up for love in a little bit of darkness. Hold each other up when we're falling down. Never give it up because we are the fighters.
I wish we stayed the same. I got way too many thoughts in my brain. I got memories that run through my veins. I'm not one to blame, but I could point out every way that you changed. Some things stay up while others go right down the drain. even going down in flames. But if I'm honest, I get in my feels when I want you. Say you feel it too, I'll haunt you. Hold on till I'm lost in nirvana. But if I'm honest, I get in my feels when I want you. Say you feel it too, I'll haunt you. Hold on till I'm lost in nirvana. But if I'm my therapist is saying that I should. I don't believe it, but I really wish I could. Instead, I guess I'll stay misunderstood. Oh, 'cause I'm stuck now, just trying to figure a way out. I've tried but can't seem to slow down. I don't know if I want to. But if I'm honest, I get in my feels when I want you. Say you feel it too, I'll haunt you. Hold on till I'm lost in nirvana. But if I'm honest, I get in my feels when I want you. Say you feel it too, I'll haunt you. Hold on till I'm lost in nirvana. But if I'm can't seem to slow down. I don't know if I want to.
Well, hello, ladies, and it's been a great night of Rocket League so far, but we have got one more match for you guys to take a look at. It's going to be a good one. It involves an expansion franchise, and it also involves a franchise that's been around for a long time, has won a ton of Rocket League. Quick is behind, of course, all the production, and I'm standing in front of it. Never been this way before, Quick, but this is how it's going to go. Quick gonna stand in for Tibbles for a couple minutes. Tibbles went to grab some food for himself before his dining center closes, which is in a short amount of time. So he'll be back probably in between the first and second game, likely. He'll be back as soon as possible. But regardless, we're excited to watch some Rocket League. Quick. What are you looking forward to in this match? I mean, we've got some storied veterans in this lobby, and we've got a couple younger players and one rookie. I think you might be muted, Quick. I think you might be muted. You might want to check. I would check the your different properties. But regardless, I can. Looking at this final match of the Rhythm and Jungle, you were talking about. You were just about to talk about Riker being the captain of this lineup, and he drafted his two teammates in End and Dorka, and I think he got a steal when it comes to Dorka. At the end, Dorka fell all the way to 33 as a previous Premier finalist. Quick, you don't even need to talk anymore. I believe Tibbles is back.
I am back. That's my cue that I didn't say anything, but I am back. I am absolutely back and ready. And this is Riker's team, isn't it? Chicago. He's playing on it as well. Yeah.
And he's here. He got some food. He rushed back as quick as possible. He's not quick on the name, but it's regardless. He's Tibbles on the name. There you go. But overall, I'm looking forward to seeing what we get from Riker and specifically Dorka. Those two on Chicago playing against Volt, Remzik and Pixel Volt made LAN last season. And he's the only one in this lobby that I believe did make LAN in season 7. So, Tibbles, I can get you in the lobby here if you need it, but there you are, sir. But yeah, no, game 1 is underway, and I'm excited to see what we get out of these two teams. But to me, two players, third round picks for both of these rosters that fell a long ways down the board, and they're finally selected. And I got a feeling some of these teams are going to wish that they did pick them.
Yes, absolutely. And I haven't seen, tangent a little bit, but I haven't seen much of Pixel, so this will be really interesting to see how he performs in a Premier environment, and how he works with his teammates as well. And I think Riker's team is a little bit of a question mark as well. I think Dorka, not saying that he doesn't deserve to be here. Of course, he was drafted, so he's here for a reason. But, I am curious to see, how that play will happen. He did reach grand finals in, what season was that? Season 6?
6, yeah.
Season 6, yeah, with my team. But then season 7 played Challenger. So that's kind of why I'm, curious to see how he does. But yeah, early start for here. Dorka will get it downfield. Almost getting that second touch. Remzik. Oh, and a great touch off the wall. Back to himself. A miss from Riker. That could be dangerous shot on target. And End will make that save, courtesy of some early defense from the Chicago jungle.
Great pinch from Dorka all the way down the field. Gets two players from the Rhythm to go. And Volt is a player who's never been on the Rhythm franchise. I believe none of these players have been on the Rhythm franchise. Obviously, Pixel, a rookie, but Riker and Dorka haven't, I don't believe they teamed together either. So this is literally two fresh teams going at each other. And I like already what I'm seeing from Rochester. Dorka spawns on the ball side after getting deleted from the field. Gets deleted again, but he likely saves a goal for the Rochester Rhythm. And the Chicago Jungle are literally living by, on a fringe note at this point.
Yeah, they absolutely are. But Riker with a chance now. Maybe just prove you wrong, but that pass just does not go far enough. Oh, a little bit of an interaction between Dorka and End, but they will get it through. Just some awkward defense on the side of Rochester, and wow, yeah, Remzik almost getting that and saving it, then passing it back to Dorka, and Dorka puts it back in.
I love that. I absolutely love that. End is just gonna make things as difficult as possible for Dorka to put the ball in the net. But regardless, Chicago. I mean, Riker last season, I will say that the Mankato Atlas he was on struggled with pace throughout the entire season. Any team that they played struggled to just deal with them, and Dorka has to be dealt with again. Nearly finds the second of the game, but I will say with the Chicago team that Riker drafted this season, he brought pace when it comes to End and Dorka, two players who don't shy away from challenging the ball. So, I mean, Riker really, if he wants to, can live in his end, or he can play as fast as Dorka and End they are right now. But I love what I'm seeing out of Chicago Jungle. I did disagree from them, Tibbles, and I was impressed with how they played.
Yeah, I'm impressed so far as well. And you love to see that when Jams create a team, but they create it around themselves. And, you know, they pick players that can do well with them. Riker over to End. Oh, they will put that through. A little bit of confusion on that bottom left corner, but about 50 times in a row hit that post, but it will find its way in. Again, second goal for the Jungle now.
They're just stealing each other's goals, and takes it off of Riker's car. Riker takes it right back. And a great play defensively from Volt, but just can't get it through. And I mean, Chicago's starting off real quick. I love the branding. The colors just look great. The green. But Rochester's been around for a long time, Tibbles, and they're a franchise that has always seen success in Premier. Dorka deleting Pixel after Remzik deleted, of course, a player on the side of the Jungle. But now physical play starting to kick up, and two teams that will not shy away from it. But 2-0 lead still for Chicago.
Yeah, two demos in a row there. Oh. Pass through. Remzik shot on target and will get that save. Good touch to the backboard. Over the corner, Volt to pick up. Volt, I'm really looking for him to step up in this series. I was impressed with how he did last season. You know, Duluth, when he was on Duluth, had a really good start to the season. So I'm looking for more of that from this team, but you know, struggling a little bit so far to get chances on net, but that might just be it right here. Volt, good pass, miss from Pixel. Any follow-up? No, Jungle will finally clear it out, and they emerge unscathed, but how?
No idea. I mean, literally living on a razor's edge at the moment. Somehow Pixel gets by one, doesn't have any boost to follow up, though. And I love that play. Literally kills 5 or 6 seconds just by not challenging the ball. Dorka cuts off the midfield, and Chicago just playing a smarter game at this point. They get 2 people to go on that, and Rochester again have to recover from a ridiculous play. No, Remzik has no boost on his goal line. Riker again putting pressure out of the corner, drop down, touch to End, and just the link up. You can see these guys have been scrimming, putting in time together, but you know, you talking about that Volt team, that Duluth team from last season. I'm not saying Caden's a player you would be missing for offense right now, but you're yearning for an offensive player at this point, as you aren't finding a ton of chances. And you know, Remzik a player who can bring it on offense as well as Pixel, but Pixel for me is the question mark. What kind of series is he going to have right now? Scary is all I got to say. The Chicago Jungle are looking.
Yeah, no, I agree with that train of thought completely. Just that going for the flip reset off the backboard, risky play. I mean, you're already down 2-0 with 4 seconds left, so how much does it really matter? Not very much, but of course you don't want to give away goals to the other team. But 2 seconds now, just about to hit the ground, 0 seconds on the clock. Now we'll confirm the Chicago Jungle with that first win of the series, game 1. And I think they did really well. You know, they were supporting each other, they look comfortable. You can tell that they played together and have prepared for this week 1.
Oh yeah. 3 assists from End, two goals from Dorka, spreading the love. I love to see it from Chicago, and all 3 players really contributing at every facet of the game. And for me, the MVP so far has found his teammates, given them plenty of opportunities, but I mean, you see exactly, and you see Tibbles, the issue for me right now is looking at the saves from Rochester, and Remzik the only one really with a lot of shots. Volt having no shots in the game is scary, because you need your really offensive players to shine at this moment. And I mean, it's just not happening for Rochester right now. They're stuck in their half, but I have to say, things have got to turn around in the second game. Or you're staring down the gun of the barrel of a gun at this point, down 2-0 in a series like this.
Yeah, and Volt Destroyer is that offensive player. When you need someone to show up, it's usually him. So very uncharacteristic of him to have 0 shots in game 1, but I expect there to be a response. I'm sure he's not happy with that performance. But we'll see. Now 0-0 on the clock. 5 minutes as well. Well, actually just below. Chicago Jungle now again in possession of the ball. Riker trying to get it middle, but very solid defense from Rochester. Not panicking at all.
Oh
Get
my.
that one out. Still on that goal line. Remzik with that clear out. Riker off the wall. No double touch there. And maybe a chance, but it will be cleared out once again.
Every ball from Chicago, they're hitting everything. Dorka under one. Remzik though doesn't fall for the tricks. Riker could pop touch to himself. Hits the top upper 90. And Riker strikes first in game 2 after a great individual force out from Dorka. That possession doesn't happen if Dorka doesn't do what he does.
Absolutely. That pass is crucial from Dorka. But what I want to highlight is Riker's first touch. That was sublime.
Perfect.
It set him up basically to shoot it anywhere in the net, and the lone defender there could do nothing about it.
Great beat out on the ball, midfield. Remzik, great pop touch to Pixel. There's Dorka again to force out the play. Riker doesn't get the reset. Remzik knows it. Demo comes in on Pixel though. This would leave Remzik in a 1v2, but he does pretty well to get an opportunity. Bolt with an open opportunity for Pixel. Pixel into that corner. Great shot from Volt. That's on target.
Oh, no.
Dorka's awkward. He still recovers to make the save. What in the world is Chicago getting away with at this point?
Disaster almost striking for Chicago here. But they do still have that 1-goal lead. Now maybe another one. Riker with that 50 downfield. We'll go to that opposite corner. Maybe not where they wanted it. Good pass out from end. Dorka shot on target, top left. Volt with that save. Chicago Jungle peppering this net right now.
The Windy City picking up right where they left off in game 1. And Riker cut off by Volt. That's what you want to see. Offensive chances. What a pass out, but nobody's there mid. Remzik's finally there, but there's the shot and it's weak, and Riker has the turnaround touch. Too easy for the Chicago Jungle to make some of these saves. It's got to be more creative or more imaginative from the Rochester Rhythm. Bolt with a good touch over, double commit from Chicago, but N still doubles it into the corner. Chicago doing all the work right now to stay on the ball, and Tibbles, it is working.
Yeah, it's very effective, and it's not the most clean Rocket League, right? That pass, maybe not the most clean, doesn't go quite to the teammate. A double commit here and there, but they're getting it done. When they need to get those touches, they do. Another double commit there. Maybe a chance to counterattack on the other side, but that shot will be off target. Comes back out to Remzik. Touch off the backboard. Riker almost thought he missed it, but he does have it in the end. Another touch off the wall. Dorka's still up for it. Flip reset, not much boost. Can they get it across? Shot on target into the far left post. And what an angle to get it through. Riker, the captain of his team, the GM of his team, leading it to glory.
Pixel just can't get there in time, and that's put over the top. And I think Volt is expecting the shot to come in. I mean, really just expecting to go in from a different angle. He doesn't expect Riker to shoot that from the side of the net. And Remzik gonna leave that for Pixel. Great pass to Volt. That's on target. Riker turns it to the side. Chicago Jungle defensive powerhouses at this moment. Great clear from Riker. And I mean, honestly, they can't do anything wrong on their defensive half. They look stout. They look difficult to beat. And Riker's beating out 2 players on 1 challenge. Now tries to drop it to Dorka and keeps it in. And I mean, honestly, you can see they've been scrimming, but you can see the structure that is developing from this team. The timing on every challenge is, regardless of the double commits, it works. And at the end of the day, you're turning it into offensive chances. You haven't been shut out in the series so far. Great back pass to each other. I mean, it's beautiful Rocket League to watch. It's fast, it's furious, and it's Dorka. It's off the board. I cursed it and drops it down, tries to hit it. I cursed it too much for Dorka to put that one away.
Yeah. Oh, another demo as well. Physical play, maybe chance for Chicago. That defender on the back line, Remzik, standing his ground. And Chicago Jungle will have to come back and try again. Riker shot on target. That finds its way through. And now Chicago Jungle with a 3-0 lead. Like you said, continuing where they left off from game 1.
I think there was a player running interference. It was Dorka. I think he forces Remzik to go high, and just can't get back to the ball. Dorka with a free shot on net, and Remzik just can't read it. And all because of Dorka. Dorka is playing literally he's playing all the music at this point. What a pass out to end, but can't get it on target. This should be one in the net. Please. This should be it. Yeah, unlucky. It's up in the air. It's hard to get down, but I mean, honestly, Chicago can't do much wrong at this point, but Dorka to me has been the impactful player, really just messing with every facet of Rochester's structure, and they can't deal with him. Winning every 50 he takes, air dribble plays. I mean, he's possessing the ball perfectly, and End is doing a good job of just filling in the gaps. Rochester on their back foot. I mean, Chicago look very, very good to start off this series so far. It's likely going to be a 2-0 lead.
Yep, this game starting to wind down now. Just about 13 seconds left. And 3 goals, possible. We've seen crazy things like it, but, Rochester in their own half, probably not going to happen. And as we count down the clock, I have to agree with what you said about Dorka. It's easy to look at the scoreboard and say, hey, this person has goals. This player has assists. This is who is getting the saves. But Dorka is running interference. He's allowing his team to get those goals, to get those victories, and he's enabling them, essentially, and that's a crucial part of the team. It's working perfectly. Jungle now 2-0 up in the series.
I gotta say, Riker probably happy with his team that he's drafted so far. They look very, very
What
good.
a performance from Riker.
I mean, honestly, 3 goals, a great shot there to open up the game. Dorka assisting on every single one, and Dorka, we can't highlight him enough. I mean,
Stewie, sorry to interrupt you, but okay, you said before End was the player you're looking at, right? Riker,
Yeah.
Patrick has a savior medal, 3 shots on goal.
760
Dorka,
score.
playmaker. They basically handled it themselves.
Exactly,
and End
it's
was
all the way
one you're
around.
Highlighting. They are firing on all cylinders. I can't even have a better example than this right here.
And then the first game, I mean, had an incredible game 1. And then we go to game 2, and like you said, it's now the Dorka and Riker show. When is it ever going to be somebody's Chicago show? When is it ever not going to be the Windy City show? When is it going to be the Rochester show? I don't know. That's answer my question at this point. That's hopefully a question to Rochester, really, honestly. They gotta find some different idea here, or something else has got to change, because you can't let Chicago run you over at this point, and they're definitely running them over.
Oh yeah, but this is their chance now for Rochester to really make a statement, try to come back in this, gain some ground back. Of course, they have to kickstart their offense. That was really where they struggled the most, trying to get that offense through, and eventually they just concede. Great touch from End, followed up from Riker, almost getting it through. Remzik with that heroic save, but Chicago starting it off hot again.
It can't be turned off. They're like a grill that won't cool down. Pixel free shot hits the backboard. This should be one in the board. It is. Finally, Remzik breaks through, and it took an incredible read from Volt, a better touch from Pixel. Riker and End struggling to make that save, but honestly, you still see a structured defensive play from the jungle. I mean, they nearly made contact with both of those plays. Now End off the kickoff, bumps Remzik out of the play. Volt goes to try and shut down Riker. Volt may have caught Dorka. He did. Now free net, and Rochester up 2-0 in game 3.
Maybe that's Chicago getting a little bit too comfortable coming up on that. Dorka, I believe, third man, and trying his best to get back, as well as a Riker, but just too far upfield. Volt will get it past them, and that's what you want to avoid, right? Getting too overconfident, getting too high up in the other team's defensive half. Yeah, that's what you want to avoid, but 4 minutes left. Chicago Jungle, they've shown that they've been hot. And we'll see if they can come back. What a pass from Dorka to Riker. They just couldn't finish it off.
I mean, they can't screw up at this point, Tibbles. They look so good when it comes to putting each other. They're so good at setting each other up, making things happen. Dorka, no boost, still makes the save. Chicago stuck in their half for a couple seconds here, and though great pop touch over Remzik, has time. Pixel waits to chow and does get shut down on that play. That would have been good, though, for Chicago to get one back there. And Volt starting to appear in this series a little bit, starting to win more 50-50s, and that's what you want to start with, Tibbles, is win the little things, and it'll turn into a big series win.
The spacing from Chicago Jungle is worrying me a bit. The reason Volt was able to get possession there was because of the double commit, because of the two of the players on Chicago. Maybe not necessarily a double commit, but they were so close together they couldn't effectively cover where he was going to hit the ball, and that's why he got possession. So that's really what they need to watch out for. They had it down pat game 1 and game 2. Different story now with this response from Rochester, but a demo on that player there might have a chance. Volt clear out, back to Pixel. Pixel shot on target. Riker will get that save, and we're finally seeing signs of life from this Rochester team.
Chicago having to play defense here. Riker with a good challenge. Now Dorka up next. Tries to get over Remzik. That would have been a goal if he did. Pixel, though, goes early. A great play from him to turn that to the corner. Gives Volt a free ball. But end, you see there, steals the mid boost off of Remzik's head. And as a result, Rochester don't get anything out of that possible 3-on-1. And as I say that, all the way down the field, Pixel catches Chicago out. And step up on offense here from the Rochester Rhythm. I think they heard me.
The speed for Pixel to get to that ball as well, cleared all the way downfield. And I'm impressed that he recognized the space he had. He used it really effectively. And Rochester now have something to show for it, something very meaningful. A 3-goal lead is no joke. You know, if it was 1, maybe a different story, but they've taken a hold of this game. Volt up for this one, no boost, can't go for that second touch. And now it's on the other side, Dorka getting that 50 through, double. What a touch from Remzik to shut down the offense right there.
That Tibbles was important because that turned into a really bad 50-50 on Dorka, who won that through. And then Remzik follows up and is able to hit it again. And as a result, Chicago likely had a free net off of that. Riker goes missing, a little bit quiet in this third game. But regardless, you still have 1:40 to go. And we have seen crazier things in an MCS before from players like this, who Volt nearly gets caught out. Dorka, good touch to the mid, trying to find something. Riker 50-50. That's awkward on Remzik now. Has the clear touch, but it's right to Riker, who catches the ball, gets a flip reset now, ends there for the shot. 2 players commit. Dorka open net. You can't have that happen if you're Rochester.
And I love that flip reset from Riker. Stalls it just enough that N gets a great look at goal, forces that defense out, comes right out to Dorka, and he puts it on target exactly like you would want. And you know, game 3, like you said, it's been a little bit quiet for Chicago Jungle for this game, but just about a minute left, and they've really found their rhythm trying to get back in this one, but still a lot of work to do. Just over a minute to get 2 goals. Possible, but you know, it's going to be a difficult one. Volt, big clear downfield, over to Pixel. No pass there. Missing that one. Downfield for Dorka. Maybe they have a chance to press here for Jungle.
Good 50-50. Remzik, though, huge play, gets over end, and that likely stifles that chance, but Riker turns back, gets over Volt. Pixel's last back, makes a touch. Riker doing everything he possibly can for his team in this third game, and pops to the corner. Sidewall. Remzik, not the best clear, will be dunked out by Dorka. Volt, though, massive play, goes early and knows that that was a dangerous chance for the Jungle. 30 seconds, long clear from Dorka, but I mean, if we play ping pong here, Tibbles, with Rochester, it's likely going to go to the 4th game. But great pass to Riker, though. Volt read it all the way through. Rochester's defense stifling a little bit here in this third game.
Yeah, I was wondering, as this game winds down, just about 12 seconds left, I was wondering what Dorka would do there, but Dorka will just miss out on that 50-50, allowing Remzik a clear shot on goal, and of course he's going to put that away. Just about 9 seconds left, Stewie, and it looks like Rochester's going to take this game 4, or game 3, excuse me. We're heading to a game 4.
We're gonna get there. We're gonna head to game number 4, and I think overall, Chicago needs to get back to what they did in the first 2 games, because right now Pixel with a good double touch off the backboard gets the 5th for Rochester, but this seems like a war of who can score more goals and who can make the least amount of mistakes at this point. But Chicago gonna have to go back to the drawing board for a couple seconds, but they know what they need to do to beat this Rochester team. They know what it takes to, you know, put them on a pedestal and shut them down. But Rochester with a great answer. Game 4 on the way.
Yeah, and I thought, you know, I never really thought, you know, despite the scoreline, of course it was 5-1, but I don't think Jungle were out of it completely. They were just getting beat to a lot of balls, pretty awkward, and Rhythm were taking advantage of what they were given. You know, an example, near the end of that game for Jungle, Dorka had 20 boosts in the tank, up in the air. I was wondering, what can he do with this? gets a perfect pass to Riker, and Riker gets a shot on target, but it's saved away by rhythm. It's that defense that's keeping them in that game, allowed them to win game 3. Now they can take it to the rest of the series, but that was their response to the heat the Chicago Jungle came out with in the beginning of the series.
Mm-hmm. They're able to finally rebuttal a little bit and give them they're finally able to clap back. Tibbles is what the word I'm looking for. But now going into game 4, Rochester have to keep the momentum that they had in that third game. They looked better, more revitalized, a more concerted effort on offense, but it has to be more consistent. You can't have just, one game where you score 5 goals and then the next game you get completely shut out. The teams that win and the teams that take away series victories do well in every single game. They do not get shut down like that. Orca with a great touch to himself. Now able to follow up. Looking for a 50-50. That's so awkward. Bumps Volt. Riker dunks it, hits a crossbar, and somehow doesn't go in the net. Rochester's surviving on literally their last breath.
Yeah, Volt getting bumped and still getting a touch to get it to that corner to a safe place. Rochester thinking they're lucky stars right now that Chicago didn't just put one in, but still in the midfield. And Volt Destroyer fighting over that ball. Volt will win out and trying to get it to the middle, but clear from Riker downfield. That might just be in.
Is he there?
Will get to it off the corner. What a save to get it through, and Rochester will not concede a goal there despite the chances they would.
Chicago cuts early and not a good touch from Volt. Dunks out though. Pixel covers it. Pixel started to step up for this Rochester team. And this is not the Pixel Skies you're thinking of. That is a different player, but this is a newer rookie who just signed up and is quite high on salary and is playing well in this latter half of the series so far. Was quiet, as was all of his teammates though in the first 2 games of the series. Chicago came out and dominated, but now Rochester has a rebuttal in this 4th game and the 3rd game, and Tibbles, the series starting to flip on its head.
Yeah, and what a team play as well. Remzik really winning through that defense for Chicago. Well, getting that ball to the middle, over to Pixel, shot on target, and of course, they're going to score that one. And again, first goal from them. I believe they had the first goal last game as well. So, almost one for Volt as well. Dorka air dribbling it right in front of his own goal. That's maybe not a smart idea with the position that he was in. They do not score on that one. Dorka downfield, over to Riker, miss from him. Could have been a chance right there. Volt, a crucial save out, crucial clear out, might shot on target as well. Will be saved from Riker, and Rochester have really awoken in this series now.
And they're starting to find things that they weren't getting before. Remzik though nearly caught out by N, 50-50 into the corner. Riker, that's on target, but it isn't hard, and as a result, turned away by that Rochester defense. This defense is what honestly, when this team was formed, I thought it would be a very solid defensive team. 2 players in Volt and Remzik who historically have been on rosters that are harder to, get the ball through and harder to score on, just because their challenge game is so strong and they're in front of their net. Their goal line defense is just uncanny. And with a great touchdown field, puts pressure on Volt. And there you see the goal line defense. Drop down touch from Dorka, finds Riker, but Remzik was standing in the way. 2.5 to go in game number 4. Huge save from the Chicago defense, and Tibbles pressure mounting on the Chicago Jungle here as their game 5 is looming.
Will we see 2 reverse sweeps in a row, Stewie?
Please, God, no.
I hope not. I really hope not for Riker's sake, but we'll have to see. And still in that corner, Chicago Jungle still looking for that goal to tie up the game here. That's an awkward touch from Dorka. We'll give it away. Let's get another touchdown to follow up, but Volt again in the corner has the mechanics to get it through. We'll give it up this time. Riker passed another one. Big 50 from Dorka on Remzik. Open net possibility. Can N get it to the middle? Nobody there. A demo as well on Riker. Another demo coming through. And any chance Chicago Jungle had there was completely shut out by Rochester. Shot on target by Volt. Big save by Dorka. And they are hanging by a thread by this Jungle team.
Huge bounce though. Double commit out of Rochester. Is the clear there from Riker? It is. He collects the ball. Has to get by one, but Pixel insta-chows him and gets the ball away. And now Riker and his team having to wonder what in the world do we got to do to get through this Rochester midline, because right now they're holding it down on every aspect. Sidewall, and they get the bump on Dorka. Dorka, though, gets by. Riker, 2 players commit again from Rochester. Another double commit from the Rhythm. And I will say they have started, though, to find their rhythm in the second half of this series. And they started to appear. Pixel, great beat on end, catches him out. Now, this should be an open opportunity, but he squanders it in 40 seconds. Chicago once again shut out in this 4th game.
Yeah, if we don't see a response from them soon, we will have a game 5.
There's Riker. Bump.
30 seconds left. Oh, Riker, yeah, shot on target is saved away. Now they have to start by square one and having to back pass that one to himself. Gets another touch on it, trying to carry it through that midfield. Doesn't get challenged until Remzik there for it. Riker, pass to the corner to himself. Pixel will pick up. That is time that Chicago Jungle do not have right now. Dorka to the middle, and there to finish it off. No, it's saved away by this stellar Rochester defense, and we may just be heading to a game 5. 2 seconds left now for Chicago Jungle. Dorka past 1, Volt there off the backboard. Any Riker flick up, End is there to the middle. Anybody there to finish it off, and Volt will hit it down. And game 5 we go, Stewie. They have done it.
Another reverse sweep chance on a night where reverse sweeps have reigned supreme throughout the Premier League. And now, oh boy, nerves got to come into play for Chicago, but Chicago just again stifled on offense, and back-to-back games where they've been shut out. And now, I mean, last game I don't believe they were shut out, but regardless, back-to-back game stibbles where they're held to a certain amount of offensive chances and to an extent. But now, game 5, it's anybody's game. The previous 4 do not mean a thing. You have to think about this series as just, it's one game. It's a best of 1. Whoever plays better in these next 5 minutes will take the series and the points. And it's huge because, honestly, with our new system, series wins mean more than ever. And who wins this? Game number 5 takes the victory. And I got a feeling the Rochester have figured something out, but that is not a good starting touch, and Volt somehow turns that away.
Yeah, Volt making that awkward touch himself, but does get it out. And maybe an open net to look at. Pixel will get that save. And at the end of that last game during the break, Chicago Jungle not really taking much time to discuss what they need to do. Shot on target from Dorka is saved away, but that suggests to me that Jungle know what they need to do. They just need to execute. Flip reset from Riker. Past 1, past another. Crossbar there. Dorka to finish off. They might need another, but they do clear it out for Rochester. And so close. That response from Jungle imminent, but the defense from Rochester will reign supreme.
The Rhythm starting to figure out what needs to be done on defense. Dorka goes early. There's Volt again to read it. Rochester will not be stopped, and this is the defense that I was expecting out of this team. Early on, couldn't quite figure things out. What a double touch pass off the backboard. Volt's there for the shot, and that is just a thing of beauty from Remzik off the backboard.
That was magnificent. Has to clear downfield, reads it off the backboard perfectly. Perfect touch right in the middle of the 2 defenders to his teammate who has an easy shot on target. They can't even get a 50 on the defense on that play. So beautiful, beautiful play coming out from Remzik there. That pass, maybe another one, might drop down. Riker will get that clear out. Jungle now in crisis mode. They are down 1 goal. Of course, plenty of time, but this is not a position they wanted to be in.
Indeed, no, and another double commit out of Rochester. Great catch, though, from Remzik. Riker, huge denial on his goal line. You do not want to give up a second goal here if you're Chicago. Honestly, game 5s are won and lost in the first 2 minutes sometimes. And right now, if Rochester concedes, it's good for Chicago because you even the game up right away. But if Chicago concedes another goal, scary is all I got to say. Can't put it away. Didn't expect Rochester to miss that read. Riker on a crossbar again. It's denied by Remzik. Chicago, they were hitting shots in the first part of the series, now missing a lot of what they're taking. And you got to find a way to put some of these opportunities away.
Chicago Jungle playing crossbar challenge in this game 5. Hit multiple times on the backboard. Just can't get it on target. But, they were so good in game 1 and game 2. I'm wondering what happened to them. But they're not going to be worrying about that right now. Worried about defense. Riker trying to carry this out. A one off the ceiling. Good touch to the left. They might have some time, but, not much movement from the defense there. A miss from Pixel will allow Jungle to kind of recover on this one. A good pass out from End. Dorka to collect. No, Remzik will turn fast on it. This could be bad for them. Remzik not going to get back to it, but Pixel will. Double commit required for that save, and Volt awkward, but does get it to that Jungle corner.
Great play from Volt. Kills so much time for the defenders behind him. Riker last back again. Huge denial to his corner. 50-50 now. Volt, great clear downfield. End has to go up with not a ton of boost. Is Dorka there for the shot? No, he's not in position. Chicago again not ready for equal opportunity out of the midfield. Riker, good touch. Can't get anything working though. End tries to pass it mid. Dorka goes to try and double touch this off the backboard. Another clear. Rochester defense. Oh boy, the Rhythm really have set up a wall in front of their net at this point. An unfortunate read from Dorka. And a minute 43 to go. That is one you are definitely going to want back.
Heartbreak for Jungle in this game 5. Heartbreak for Dorka with that mistake. And the touch was just off, but it was enough to set it off course and get it right into that middle of the goal. So Jungle, it's getting dire, at this point. They still need to keep their heads in it, stick with their game plan. Volt, another shot. Riker, emergency save, dives in front of it, and that might have been lights out right there for Jungle if that went in.
Exactly. I mean, that was it. I mean, it still is a mountain to climb with a minute 20 in, and a team whose defense has only been getting better as the series has gone on. Huge miss, though, from Pixel. Riker, not a lot of boost in his back half. That was Dork, excuse me. Now Riker collects. It was Remzik playing defense. 2 R names. Got him mixed up that time, but regardless, a great clear downfield. What does Dorka have? Volt Destroyer standing in the way. Demo on Remzik now trying to bump Riker off the ball. Pixel 50-50 into the corner. It's another 50-50. All 3 players from the Chicago Jungle stuck on that front post. Now time ticking away. 45 seconds. What do the Chicago Jungle have? They have a player who has done a miraculous comeback before for his team, but that was in Rising Star. That's a completely different level. He can't bring it together right now. Riker off the backboard is in there. He is. Drops it. Saved. Denied by Volt Destroyer. And the Rhythm will not be denied this reverse sweep.
Will not be. Almost another one from Remzik. 23 seconds now. It's now or never, really, for Chicago Jungle. Dork on his back line, trying to get it out. Riker, follow up, hesitation. That will cost them dearly. Just about 10 seconds now. 2 goals not looking likely. End on the wall. They have to get one now. Over to Dorka. Pass to the middle. Riker, can he get it down? No. Pass on target, but Remzik is there. And that all but confirms it. The reverse sweep is official, Stewie. Twice in a row tonight. And you hate to see it for Riker, but all congratulations to Rochester here.
It is done. The Rhythm with, completing another reverse sweep, back-to-back, like Tibble said, and an incredible series from those guys. Defense, for me, is what showed up. Dicey's never worried to begin with, but Tibbles, I don't know what in the world happened to the Chicago Jungle. Honestly, I don't want to rag on them too much, but I really think that they played a great first 2 games. It just... Honestly, Rochester didn't understand their defense in the first 2 games, and then they started to realize, hey, we actually have to play defense or else they're just going to beat us the entire series. Right. So in that 3rd game, the Rhythm really, I think they relearned how to play defense again and understood that, hey, it's got to be more structured on our half. It's got to be better. The clears have got to be better. And overall, that is, for me, what did it in this series.
I think it was a mix of both Rochester starting slow, getting hot in the latter half of the series, but also they seemed to figure out what Jungle were doing. It seemed like, every play that Jungle had in the first 2 games couldn't go wrong. I think you even said it yourself, everything they touched turned to gold. And then the rest of the series, Rochester were just able to shut down almost all of it. There were a couple goals here and there, but yeah, it was pretty much all Rochester in the second half of that series. So very deserved win. And of course, 2 reverse sweeps in a row. I don't know if we've seen that before. We might have, but very interesting nonetheless. But That was a great series. That will be our 4th series of the night, so that will be the end of the stream. But any final thoughts before we head out, Stewie?
I mean, just to recap, we can quick if you want to pull up the schedule, you can. But yeah, just to recap things. I mean, I don't believe the scores are up there currently, but yeah, right now, I do know that the derecho did win their series 3-1. Obviously, the Steelhawks coming out and sweeping the Senators, and then that that reverse sweep, incredible from the Knights, incredible turnaround, and then of course another reverse sweep, an incredible turnaround from the Rochester Rhythm. And Tibbles, I suppose you're pretty happy with how you're
No. We got reverse swept.
Oh, you got reverse swept. My bad.
No, I'm not very happy. No, I'm
my fault. Hey,
no,
it's
disappointing.
It happens. You know, things happen. We can't control it sometimes, but yeah, my final thoughts are make sure you win all 3 games before you call the series done. That's what I'll say. I myself was a victim of reverse sweep tonight. So yeah, series are definitely not over if you're down 2-0. That's what I'll say.
Yeah, absolutely not. You know, you're always back in it, and those teams, you know, that reverse swept in week 1, they can take that in the rest of the season, right? You know, if you're success in the beginning and then it starts to go downhill, you might have trouble. But if you reverse sweep week 1, you know, down bad in the beginning of the series, and you find the strength to come back, you can, you know, reanimate that strength later in the season, and who knows what that could do for you later on. But that's going to be it from us, I believe. It was great casting with you, Stewie. Great series as well.
Always a pleasure, Tibbles, and we'll see you guys next week on Thursday. Of course, more Rising Star action, that being at 6 p.m. A little different as Premier is earlier in the day, but yeah, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday afternoon. Now, like usual, that'll be week number 2, but that will be a double header. So we'll have 4 matches like normal, but teams will be playing a total of 2 series instead of 1. So maybe a team's coming off of a loss. We do not know, but yep, there's the season schedule on your screen. And thank you so much, Quick, for running everything in the back end. Thank you, Tibbles, again for lending your time. And we'll see you guys next week on Thursday for some more Midwest Championship Series action.